buonasera tutti, good evening, and welcome to the episode, Fate's Grip, episode 10, on Garde. Welcome, everyone, and firstly, Emily decided to be invisible this session. She drank an invisibility potion. She's here, but she will, as an unfortunate side effect of being invisible is you can't speak, otherwise you make yourself known to everyone. So there won't be any speaking from Emily either, but she is absolutely here, both in body and spirit. So just don't far out. Welcome everyone. Just do a couple of like pats on the head or something like that. We are here with or without Emily. We will miss her and her contributions. But we'll do some shout outs and we'll go into the official session. We will also unfortunately miss her next week as well. So it'll be us four gentlemen for the fortnight coming up. So first shout out I'd like to give is to our merch, Fourth Wall. If you look up Fate's Grip in Fourth Wall, you'll be able to check out some pretty cool merch that we have. Get in there, get some merch. There are some pretty cool sketches and designs, and we're hopefully due to upgrade and get more in that on that shopping page too. So Fourth Wall.
Yeah. If you're not sure what size, just buy an XL. You'll grow into it.
Amazing. Secondly, Ardent Roleplay. What card do we have tonight, gentlemen? We have
the Dragon Horde.
The Dragon Horde.
Which bodes extremely well.
Well, we're going to get super rich and super dead.
I like the first.
Yeah. Ardent Roleplay, augmented reality for your tabletop games, and using these cards you can use an app on your smartphone and bring your amazing descriptions to life. So, thank you very much, Ardent Roleplay. Hopefully we'll be able to get that scene underway this evening. Excellent. Thirdly, just because we haven't done it I don't remember if we did it last week. Well, maybe we did. But because they are amazing people, and I'm just humbled by my face on a on a model.
Take that microphone.
Last Hold Games, we have some amazing 3D images of our face, and they were 3D printed by Last Hold Games. So head into their website and see about getting your own merch from them as well. I don't think there's. Thank you. Oh, that's all. Nice.
Ooh, so out of frame. So out of focus.
Look,
I like how close they were to each
Not
other.
about me.
I think so far behind, I can't tell.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a pause. I think. Look, anything else I've missed?
Hey, Crowd Kill clothing.
Yes, I have one too.
There you go. Super dope clothing from a super dope company.
They are.
Great people.
They'll cover your chest and your body.
Yeah.
If you have issues with that, you should buy their clothing.
Nice. I have a need for that.
As everyone should.
Beautiful. Lovely. Okay, well, we're just going to get straight into it then after that.
How into it?
How very.
Deep within it.
All the way.
We're going to make a commitment to it.
I'm gonna do a recap, and then we're gonna get into it. So, recapping from last week. You surged forth and defeated the undead entity. And, after the Battle of the Collector, you investigated, discussed the next steps with the dwarves from House Durasco and the Maror Holds, and after being attacked by enchanted body parts and seeking the endless stairs, you found her, Captain Jared's daughter, but no sign of Captain Troon, and she pleaded with you to destroy her so that her father would be weakened, placing her under his control, and you discovered the bones of the 12, the greatest mages in existence, to set the scene once more. You see the dwarves mostly are now unhidden, though Fergus is still wrapped behind one of these stone coffins, clenching fists around a warhammer, ready to leap out if any threat or danger were to behold. Jared's daughter, standing a few feet away from you, observing Lila, who's looking down at the skull of Fariza Dodoleta, Archmage of Corvair, hero of Corvair. And, to what you've heard, the other 11 bodies, only dust and bone now in the other coffins. Though you haven't investigated these, most of them unopened, the lids only 2 being revealed. You also see Maury, a ways off, staring a little blankly at the scene before him, unsure about his next move. You are all there, and Lila looks defeated, unsure of herself for the first time.
Yeah, I should get over that. What does our new friend, Vampire, does it look like the same body as the one that we were carting around for a little bit?
It is. It is exactly the same woman. She has the same eyes, she has the same black long hair, the same pale skin. She had talked to you just previously regarding her capture, her still undead form being lifted out of death by her father, and her pleading with you to kill her. She herself having a wooden stake in front of her, clattered onto the ground, ready to go.
If her power, I'm going to address the group, is so significant to the guard captain, why is she just standing here with what would appear to be her Athema in the same room? A little bit convenient.
Yeah, like I've been saying, she is full of shit.
Yeah.
Can I look inside Farizo's, well, what might be Farizo's coffin? What clothes is he buried in?
As you look in, you see no clothes. You see that there are just bones.
Should have like a cloak. Like a blue cloak. Where's the cloak?
I mean, if
I wanted to steal that cloak.
Exactly. If I was of ill will, I'd probably loot his body and take any of his prized possessions with him. With me.
Yeah, but then why create a circular crypt? If you're his enemy and you're going to loot his body, why not just toss him into
It's a fair question as
a
well.
river somewhere? If you're going to create a place of honor to lay him to rest, it's Farizo's blue cloak. Everyone knows that cloak.
I don't know, but I have this feeling in my mind that they're not done with these bodies yet. Maybe some form of ritual resurrection.
This woman responds, and she's nodding her head slowly, and she says, "It is true. My father," and she says that with distaste in her voice. "My father has further need for the residual power that these corpses still give off in their magic. That living they were powerful, and dead they still hold power, though a little less than when they were living. Their deaths are still fresh, and so they have a need again. He will return, and when he does, he will take these bodies with him. and use them for nefarious purposes.
Okay, good. Stop lying to us. Fresh deaths. These are bones. That takes time.
Not if you have the right magic. He had wanted them completely non-resurrectable. This is the only way to do so. Their bodies have been interred only some days past.
Air fried them.
You could do the same with fire, yes.
So, well, it's a good Dutch oven.
Guess we gotta scoop up all these bones.
Well,
I guess I'll start cracking the other coffins around the place.
do we need all the bones?
More to deprive them of them.
Why don't we just take their skulls?
That'll be way easier to carry.
Yeah.
Although we could flog the femur and whatnot of the 12. Anyway, never mind. I'll start cracking these coffins and I'll take the skulls. And I guess I'll observe and see if I can pick anything as I kind of look around there.
Make an investigation check then.
Do we know the guard captain's daughter's name?
Nope.
18.
Okay. As you pick your way through and you move, since you're doing this not with any sort of haste you haven't mentioned, you don't need to make a strength check. It just over the next few minutes, all of the casket stone lids, you hear the creaking and that jutting of stone on stone, and it puts Lila and Maury's teeth on edge, and you can see them, especially Lila, look very uncomfortable.
If they're beyond resurrection, I mean, what's he going to do? He's going to create zombies. Never mind.
Yeah, I think it might be puppeteering the dead there. I'm not sure if they'll be resurrecting the 12 as
Their full
their
selves.
full selves. But then that also, your father, what is your name?
You have not heard at all. Relensa is my name.
More like reliar. Because you're a liar.
Everything I have said thus far is to protect Vedica and to protect Karnath. My speech is free. He does not have that hold over me. I can speak my mind, though my actions, my physical actions, are controlled by him. I walk hither and there to his tune. I would also say that taking these skulls will do nothing to prevent the magic being imbued back into these creatures, into these humanoids, and then resurrecting them into his soldiers. There's nothing else you can do here.
Can't we scoop up all these bones?
If you must,
I mean, you
Though
can't
even
resurrect what's not there.
he can resurrect even the dust that settles after the bones vanish. He doesn't need much of it.
No, just say to destroy them here and there then.
That is most likely the best outcome to this task. And Lila shakes her head immediately. She says, "No, please. If there's any way at all that the administration can bring them back, or some sort of clerical service, we must. This is not right."
That begs the question, who have you been answering to?
Not that
Over here.
Yeah, when
You
did
can see-
last speak or receive a message from one of the 12?
Not one of the 12. I have not been conversing with them directly. I've mentioned this. Only my head, my direct superior.
Well, then I guess the next question is, who's the direct superior getting his information or their information from?
Lordess Dinara was my superior, and
And whom does he, pray tell, have fealty to out of the 12?
all of them. There's no one member of the 12 that they receive their duties from.
Might be worthwhile asking him who he spoke to last, or maybe received orders from, handwritten.
I can ask.
I would suspect that there might be a mole within your ranks.
You can make a perception check, and you can make. What was your roll for investigation?
18.
Thank you. As you're rummaging through, you take stock of a ring, and this ring has a pink stone that still glitters underneath the dust that settled from these bones. So it was sort of almost you had to pull the this bone dust aside to then retrieve it. It's caked with dust, but it looks quite valuable.
I'm going to blow the dust off it and turn to Lila. Do you recognize this?
And what did you get?
15.
You notice that she is shedding a tear, and she's also looking more particularly at one of the coffins over the rest. It's not for Izzo's. She looks at the ring and she says, "No, I'm not sure. I don't know what these mages, wizards had on their person. I wasn't privy to their presence directly."
I'm gonna make a gesture for Ivor to go open up the one that that I noticed her looking at.
Ivor's has opened up all of them already, and as you go through all of them, that's the only other thing you find apart from simply bone.
Can I go and have a look at the one that she's looking at?
Sure. As you head over to this particular coffin, there's this slight voice that you hear, or that a slight word, a whisper from her lips as you're walking over. Don't. But she doesn't stop you. And as you head over to there and have a look in, you see what looks to be the full form, though bones only, of a figure. On top of that stone, you notice it's a female figure. It looks like an older, slightly older, very few wrinkles on her face, though regal in her appearance. A female wizard of the 12.
Do I know which one it is?
You can make a history check.
That's cocked. Oh, wow. I don't know. It's in that one.
Not from the bones, nor that depiction of the carving on the top. It's difficult to tell in the darkness as well.
Ivor, you love your 12. Do you know which one this one is?
I'll have a quick look and spy in there.
Go for it.
What am I rolling?
Just history.
Oh yeah.
Rin, you love your 12. Do you know which one that is?
Lila now.
It's a 9.
It's a 9. Lila, when you say that, she says, "Does it matter? All that matters is that we are in particular peril. If the 12 truly are deceased, the world is..."
When was the last time they made an appearance?
That is also a question. Well, if you're thinking of simply from history, the last appearance was from the stories. Only perhaps a few years ago, Farisa was seen in the Moral Holds.
Think of anything reason why it was there?
No, not really. No, I mean, there was a battle there a long, long time ago, during the last great crisis. I guess there was a battle. He went to the Moral Holds with the rest of them. And there was a mad battle. There's a painting. There's a big oil painting in the library, and they're all in the back of a giant spider. It's a pretty hectic painting. And then after that, when the betrayer, you know the one I'm not meant to mention, who killed them all last time, that one, Malestra, she left and left her followers there, and I guess after the crisis was over, he went back and was not gentle with them. He and the dragon one. But that's about it. Is that what you're talking about?
There was something a bit more recent that I have heard, but no specific understanding as to why he was there. Perhaps another treaty with the dwarves. And at that mention, you see Ulthin, the father of the two sons, say, "Oh yeah, he was there. He was talking to the High King just about treaties and making sure that Carneth and the Murholds were, still keeping up appearances. Nothing specific. I saw him myself."
Lovely.
So let's camp out right here. Wait for her dad to come back. Stab him in the back.
It does beg the question. Your father, as formidable as he may be, he's not orchestrating the death of the 12.
He's not orchestrating. Well, the 12.
You're telling me he brought the 12 down here and murdered them?
He did not know. He had discovered this crypt, and thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. He has discovered this crypt, and he found the corpses here. After some magical affinity, he understood them to what they are, and
So he just happened to stumble across the 12 whom have been in here as a...
don't forget, this has many a magic essence still emitting from their bodies. It's not difficult for someone like my father, someone powerful, to find them.
So then who killed the 12?
I mean,
I don't know. Who is this thing that you're praying to on the wall with the 4 horns?
She looks over and she shakes her head, and she says, it was a depiction that was already there when I arrived, when I became trapped. I know not of this demonic creature.
Just pray to it.
I was not praying to this creature.
Oh, you're kneeling in front of a lake of blood that's coming out of its mouth and drinking it.
You could see why my friend's a little bit suspicious about your behavior. And why a potential power source is just sitting around here with the weapon to kill you in the same room.
I procured that weapon.
Well, if you're so desperate to use it, why haven't you?
Like I said, he controls my actions. But I had suspicion before I became what I am that this would be my fate. And so I had this prepared.
So how did you get here? You were in the chest.
Yeah, do you know a orange cat man?
She looks genuinely confused and she says, I'm sorry, no.
Another lie.
I woke up here. And this was only perhaps a short time after I was killed.
Is the chest that we had...
sorry about that, by the way.
Wait, sorry, we didn't do that.
I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah, probably wasn't real genuine about it. Your dad hired us to save you, and we didn't.
Well, apparently he didn't want to be saved.
Yeah, so our bad. Although that was probably a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should hide and kill her dad.
Is the luggage chest that we carried her in that room as well?
No.
So, yeah, okay.
No, it was open in that big bin that you had left it.
And they took the body. That's
Yeah,
right.
correct. Yeah, you didn't then move that. As far as I'm aware, you didn't move that. Yeah.
I thought they took the whole thing.
These are all in a circle, right? All at the...
6 on one side, 6 on the other, and then a straight and narrow pathway of stone towards that demonic head.
With only one entrance from the other side. So my thinking is, we tie and bind you. I say to Rensera.
Mm-hmm.
Rensera, I say we're going to tie and bind you.
No, Relensa, sorry.
Relensa, I say we're...
Rinse.
not because we want to.
Rin and rinse.
It pains me greatly to restrict you further. especially when you've already so restricted. But if your father comes back and sees all of these coffins open and you bound, he will naturally assume that someone has come, taken the stuff, and left. And his first move will be to move to where you are and unbind you. At which point we will all spring from the shadows and take him down in one fell swoop. No fight, just super clean. Done.
He may
Probably how they took out the 12.
he may command me to help him, to aid him.
Yeah,
And
you'll be all tied up. We'll get him before he unties you.
she breathes out. And she moves towards one of the stone coffins. And she lifts it. With two hands straining, though this thing lifts.
And great, she can carry all the bodies.
And she puts it down after a couple of moments, and she says, "This form that I have been cursed with,
Lifts.
unfortunately, hoists. That is part of the power I possess. Do you now see me as a liar? I'm showing you my true form."
Yes, I do, because you're saying that your father is controlling your movements, and then you're just like flexing and showing off to us.
He needs to command me to, for example.
All right.
Yeah.
If you want to prove to me, pick up that coffin and throw it at that head on the wall. Break it. It means nothing to you. It was here before you got here.
She needs to make a strength check because she heads over to the coffin, the closest to her, and because she needs to hold it for a while, she strains and she lifts with both of her hands as far away from each other as possible, lifting this 6.5, 7-foot coffin made of solid stone.
Ooh, tip the bones out of that first, would you?
She puts it back down slowly
Sorry.
and carefully puts, at your request, takes the bones out and lifts it again, and slowly, struggling, but a moment and two pass, and she puts it down directly in front of this demonic-looking face. And she takes just the lid with ease in comparison to the rest of it, and she just utter silence. The stone lid smashes on the demon head. A horn completely breaks off from the chin that was rising upward, just smashes down on that, and it just crumbles into this thin stone river of red liquid, and it creates particles and pieces that then slowly drain to the bottom. And she then breaks off another big piece of coffin on the side, smashes it towards another massive horn on the same side and on the top. It just gets crumbled into the stone floor, and she just continues going with this exhibition of destruction until she is completely through, and the demon head is no longer recognizable. Scratches appear where eyes and nose would be from that grinding of stone on stone.
Well, okay, you called my bluff, but that still doesn't prove anything.
Lila says, "We need a plan."
We got one. Do you know how to cast Fireball?
I can. You've seen me do this, but not to the effect that it may not harm you if it's in a small space. I cannot protect you from my own magic if it's a large area.
Okay, well, let's dial it back from Fireball until you land on something that's not going to kill us alongside him. But I advocate, my vote is hide behind these coffins, jump out, one fell swoop, real measured, Wayfarer style.
And if he does not come back, Lila is asking, What then? Do we just wait forever?
Good point. That's a very good point. How often? I'll turn to the
Relenza.
Relenza, and I'll say, how often does your father come back?
I woke up here and he has yet to return. That was some days past.
What if you try and walk out? Are you prevented from doing that?
She looks towards you, Rin, and she says, "This is a command that he has given me. Do not leave this place."
Okay. What if I carried you out? Technically, it wouldn't be you leaving.
I don't know what the effect will be, but I envision that I will be forced to resist you.
There's plenty of bones here. Why don't you talk to one of those gods and ask them if killing her would be good or bad?
It's not a bad idea, actually.
Lila says, "I think I am quite shaken by this, and I need some time to think and communicate back to the administration immediately. They need to know this.
They probably already know this.
They probably only are aware that they have not been seen in some time.
Or they're in on it.
There are so many members of the administration. And surely not all of them are.
Okay, but how are you going to know who is and isn't?
Yeah, the one that you're talking to, are they acting like they know that the 12 are gone? Are they like, oh no, Friezo told me it's okay, you do your thing?
I don't think I've mentioned it to them yet.
Yeah, but you said you communicated with one of them and that someone was coming.
Yes, but that wasn't by design of the 12. It was just simply by design of the administration.
How bad is
Only some of the more people of my rank are on their way, not the 12.
Okay, well...
Yeah, but who told them to come?
The administration.
Alright, well the first 12 of those that rock up are the new 12. It's on you. Congratulations, you just got promoted. Don't tell anyone, because we're likely to get roasted.
As they're having that conversation, I'll cast Augury.
Okay,
It'll take 10 minutes, though.
sure. As you're concentrating on that spell with your ritual casting.
Oh, Maury, you got that corpse to talk before. Can skeletons talk?
Well, it really depends on the how long they've been deceased for.
Apparently like 2 days.
I think I can do it. What would you have me ask?
Hey, who killed you?
And maybe ask where we should take their bones. Surely they have a contingency plan for this.
I can attempt this. Who would you like me to ask?
Wow.
I don't know. You guys seem to know about the 12 more than me.
Lila, which of these ones? Who will be the most useful immediately? Keeping in mind we're dealing with a bunch of dead people we need to bring back to life.
Even through this ritual spell you're casting, Locke, you notice her eyes flicker back towards that same coffin, and she answers, I would say Friezo. In terms of usefulness, he has more respect than the rest.
Yeah, I mean, like, is there no one that's specialized in the undead?
Necromancy?
Yeah.
No.
Really? Of all of them, none of them had the most adjacent skills to that?
If they were, I'm not aware of them. We are not privy as my rank to understand what magics they are specialized in. They are chosen for their diverse skill, not necessarily a specialization.
You obviously never collected the playing cards then. It's all on there.
It's water.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon.
Friezo's like the obsidian in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, 5 pieces. Alright, fine. I guess Friezo it is.
Maury heads over and expectantly waits for Lila to give up that skull. And she,
I take my hat off
okay,
subtly.
okay. And she hands it over to him, and Maury stands a few paces away from you, Locke, as he puts the skull down and starts to draw runes around the skull. While he also will take a little while to cast the spell, Relenza is just staring down at both of you, expectantly waiting in silence. Lila moves slowly over to one particular coffin and just looks inside and stares at the bones within.
I'll ask one of the dwarves if they wouldn't mind just keeping a watch on the corridor and letting us know if they hear someone coming. It'd be just our luck. Like he doesn't come back for. It'd be just our luck. He doesn't come back for a couple of days, and now here he is.
I guess while Maury's doing this ritual casting, you said he's drawing runes.
Yep.
Could I just check out the runes and see how similar they are to the... I know he's mentioned that it's positive versus negative energy, I guess, compared to the reanimate dead one.
Yeah.
I just would, take note of how similar they are to the ones that I've seen.
Yeah, nice. You can make me an Arcana check, please.
Not playing to my strengths. That's a 3. I had one good episode.
As you watch, and as Maury starts to put these runes in, and he's scratching them with, he's taken out what looks to be a very sharp looking stone, and you notice it's shaped like a teardrop, but it has a very jagged edge, and it's a diamond. And quite easily, he scrapes the stone beneath him. And as he does this and moves around in a circular form, he's muttering to himself. And as he mutters, the runes glow a purple blue, and they shimmer and then fade as he steps away from that particular rune. And then another one, as he scratches and hums, lights up and then fades. And he continues that in the entirety of that circle. Each rune represents a different shape. Some of them look similar to common tongue, X shapes or R's, but they have little accents to them, or another line in front of the R, which doesn't then find it anything similar to what you're used to seeing or compared to what he did cast. And your eyes just strain a little from trying to follow it.
Oh man, I can't read.
What are you doing in the meantime as well?
That's a square. That he's doing. It sometimes means stop.
Doing anything in particular?
Or jump. No, I'll just wait
Okay,
expectantly.
cool. All right. And you are, what tools are you using to cast augury? What are you using any particular?
The bones of a powerful mage.
Okay, so using the bones. Okay.
I just need to borrow some ribs.
Yeah. As you put them into that intricate shape, and you cast your spell once more. The question was.
Would killing Lorenza,
Lorenza's her name, that's right.
Relenza.
Benefit us.
be good or bad?
Yeah. Would killing Lorenza have a positive outcome
Okay.
or a negative outcome?
All right. As you watch the bones that you've set aside
Of a powerful mage.
start to glow this golden nimbus around them. And as you watch, they shudder for a moment and interlock between each other. And the bones bend, and they form this intricate dance, slow and purposeful, in midair in front of you. And you'll watch as this glow reflects from Locke's eyes. As you cast that divine magic, you feel a sense of purpose, of good. And as these bones are intertwined now forever, they slowly land and lie on the cold stone floor. Though there was warmth during the spell, there's now not. But there was a positive outcome, a wheel.
Sucked in, relents. Fucking dead.
As Maury finishes his humming, his whispering, the runes form this cone of blue, silvery, purple, cascading light that direct all of the runes on top of this skull, and through it, everything all of a sudden disappears. The light no longer there. And Maury, in that moment, has this curious look on his face. Confused for a moment, and he has to breathe in to then say, it failed. The spell failed. That can only mean one thing. This is not a true. This was not once a living creature.
Nice. That's good news. Turn to Lila. There you go. See? Crying for nothing.
Lila looks over.
Well, I'm sorry about your promotion.
Lila looks over and her eyes are wide and she has a couple more tears running down her face and she gasps and she looks back down at these bones and she... Okay, well, some sort of trickery then.
So turn to Relenza. Why lie? Or did you not know?
With an impassive face, she says, I am not aware about what this means. Again, I simply woke up here, saw these corpses, found out they were apparently the 12, but that is apart from my purpose.
I'm going to whisper to Rin. It would potentially, most likely be a good outcome.
If we stay here and fight, or if we...
I'm whispering that to Rin.
Oh, sorry.
To kill.
Hmm.
And then I'll say, Lorenza, the stake, would this have the same effect on your father?
She looks down at it, still on the floor, and she says, these weapons have the power to destroy one once. The weapon will destroy itself once I am no longer here.
Can I expect this is a wooden stake in general, or is there something crafty about it?
Looking down, it looks like a simple branch that has been lopped off a tree and sharpened at the very end to be a point. Almost like a pencil, but very much, you could, hold it quite, it's a hefty looking pencil.
Yeah. You haven't answered my question, though.
It will destroy itself. It will not work a second time. It will not...
What's stopping me from carving up one of these wooden sticks here?
I'm not sure. It is magic.
There's nothing magical about this stake.
As far as I'm aware, no. I could be wrong. It could have some intricate secret magic I'm not aware of.
What, do you want to carve up a piece of wood and use that and we'll save this one?
I look at it.
Doesn't have to be the stake.
It goes against the grain, I think, to... Like, I don't know about your wheel. So, are we sure we want to It's pretty jacked.
I'll come over and whisper to you. Same thing. Killing her may be very positive.
Did your spell tell you that?
Ado told me yes.
I don't know who that is. But okay.
Why does it have to be the steak?
There's a connection between that and I. When I look at it, I feel this foreboding. Like true death comes. It is an ill feeling, one of finality. It simply is. I know no more knowledge than that. It is as though you're looking aloft, beyond a cliffside, and you know that your end lies at the bottom. You know this, and you know the cause of your death, but it's simply that feeling. Is that clear?
Nothing about this situation is clear to me.
Give us a minute. Wait a minute. Hang on.
I'll be like, Lila, get her to join.
Kalani also joins you.
It might be beneficial to kill her. Does that make it right? Like, it might work out really well for us. But does that make it morally good?
I think it is, because she was like okay with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you
What
want to live in this room for you ever?
Well, what if she's being commanded to tell us the wrong thing? Like, what if she's being compelled to lie?
Well, that's why I got him to do the bone thing.
Yeah, but that just means, will the outcome be good?
It is vague.
Not necessarily like, yeah, it'll be really beneficial for us if we kill her, but it'd be really beneficial too if we just went on if we did the same thing at the bank up there.
We killed her at the bank?
No, if we went and robbed the bank and we got away with it, the outcome would be good, right? But not necessarily for others.
Well, I mean... Well, yeah, for the others it wouldn't be good for her father.
No.
Which is good for us.
Yeah.
Do you have kids?
Relenza says no.
Oh, there you go. Line ends there.
Hey, before we kill you, how do we get out of here? The staircase was very also confusing.
Look, I may be able to compel her to leave this room. And then we can do what we need to later. I don't know if it'll work yet.
What if you tell her to leave and then she tries to walk through the door and then goes...
Oh, we stake her
Kill
ass.
her, and I'll feel a lot better about it if that's how it goes down. That's crazy. That's much better if you can compel her. I was going to blindfold her and spin her around a bunch of times.
Well, I'm not
walk
sure
her in
if it'll
different
work.
directions. And that way she wouldn't know which one was the one taking her out of the room and thus could not resist. Magic's funny like that.
I kind of want to try that.
Yeah. I mean, we'll save you a spell as well. You might need that later on. All right, hold on. I'm going to come back over. I've got an idea.
She just falls down the stairs.
Oh, yeah, there's stairs going up there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to take you to the top of the stairs right before the door, and I'm going to blindfold you. I'm going to spin you around a bunch of times. Sometimes I'm going to stop you, and I'm going to push you one step in one direction or the other. But you won't know which one is to take you out of the room until I decide to. It'll be random. Thus, you can't resist, because you won't know. And once you're outside there, you've already broken the command, so it's too late. Has he told you to do anything if someone forces you to go out of the room?
To defend myself. And it is this room, not beyond the staircase. It is the entrance to the crypt.
Right. But the first time I push you, it's not going to be out of the room. Right? So if you're there and I spin you around, you don't know which way you're going, how can you defend yourself? because you won't know if you're getting pushed out of the room.
I see.
Right? This is how you take out hardcore wizards like the 12. You find the gap in their logic and stab them in the spine when they're not watching. All right.
And you, Rolenza just says, so you're doing this because of, instead of destroying me, you're doing this for evidence.
No, ethics. It don't seem right to take you out for no reason.
You've been more than accommodating to us at this present time.
But what is your then goal once I am on the surface? What will you do with me?
I mean, if we kill you, what happens to you if we kill your father and you survive?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, you just lifted that. You could probably till a field pretty quick. I'm sure you'd be good for some jobs. I don't know. What did you want to do before you became an undead person?
Yeah, there's some criminal thieves that work in stealing people in the streets here, so maybe you could clean them up. Become a crime fighter.
Just lift heavy crates into ships. You paid a lot. Like, there's a lot of work opportunities for you out there. We really think beyond the staircase.
I don't quite know why. However, I don't remember much from too far beyond the last moments of my life. I do not remember if I had wishes, dreams, goals. I don't remember if I was working towards anything.
No, here's the thing. You know what dreams and goals are. You can start creating them now.
You got a quest to figure out what you care about before you became whatever you are now.
Okay, were you ever living?
Yes.
Do you remember that? Growing up, being a little girl?
I don't.
Was your dad always a dick?
I don't remember. I only remember the last few moments of my life. And that is how I remember I was living.
What about all those scars on your hands and stuff?
She looks down at them. I don't recall.
I have no idea what is going on.
Okay, well, here, put the blindfold on. Come up here to the top of the stairs.
Okay, so where exactly are you taking her first?
Right to the edge of the door.
Okay. She goes to the edge of the door.
Do you want to take the stake just in case?
The dwarves, all three of them look particularly disturbed by what's happening at the moment. As you lead Rolenza towards the door, Ulthen, the father, says, "What are you doing?"
Trial and error.
Freeing this compelled soul.
This thing is evil. What you gonna do? Let her out into the wild? Let her free? Goals? She's gonna kill people. She's undead.
I don't know, one of the five was a vampire for a while.
And what was the outcome of that?
She killed a lot of people, but for the right side. So let's go.
It doesn't sit right with me. You know I'm gonna have to tell my lords at the Morrow Holds what you're doing. This is morally... You're putting a lot of people at risk. This is a creature of evil. I don't care if she's been controlled or not. You can see his sons are nodding in a bit of favour there.
Hasn't done any evil.
She drank blood. I saw her. We saw...
That's not that evil. I mean, look, it's not great. It's pretty gross, but...
Right.
You can't be evil of your nature. You have to do some evil shit first.
On your heads be it then. Fine.
Right. Besides, we don't even know this will work. Okay.
I'll be watching her. Any sign, I'm gonna carve her head in with this axe.
Well, here, fine. You take this then and watch my back. I'll give him the stake.
I'm not carrying that. It's also they're connected. She said it sticks. You keep it.
Hey, all right. Anyways,
And they look, but Broleg, the blonde dwarf, has the massive two-handed axe on him, and they are very closely knit beside each other, directly behind you.
so I'll blindfold. Okay. I spin you around a bunch of times.
What are you using to blindfold her?
Her sleeve.
Okay.
Just like, give me like from the elbow down, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
You rip it up.
Yeah, there you go. There. Okay. I'm going to spin you around a bunch of times. Now, you won't know when I'm going to push you out. So I'm going to do a couple of times. I'll push you left, push you right. Maybe you might push. You're going to fall down the stairs because I can't make it different each time. So I push you this way towards the stairs. You might fall a few stairs. It's going to hurt. I'm sorry when that happens. But it's about confusing you so you don't know when it's coming. All right. You ready?
I have no choice, it seems.
Okay. I'll spin, 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 spin around, spin around, spin around again, spin around with all my strength and bang, straight into the door. First push. Out that door. And she's really not expecting it.
All right.
Okay, roll initiative.
As you push Relenza out, you'll see her get shoved out the door, and she stumbles into the wall directly opposite, and she slams into it. You recall there was a twisted hallway with some turns, and she stops.
Okay, take the blindfold off.
I am concerned that if I do, and I am truly out of that crypt, it will trigger something. Perhaps leave it on until, for whatever purpose, I am where I'm supposed to be.
What is the command that he's given you to defend yourself against?
Leaving the crypt.
I cast command on her.
Okay. All right. Interesting command. Could you tell me what you would like to command?
To not be hostile towards us if she leaves, or to anybody if she leaves the room.
Okay. So to not be hostile.
Yeah, so I'm attempting to counter what he's commanded her to do.
It's a one-word command. It's a one. It's the first level spell.
Second level.
Second level.
Yeah. I think it's the same thing though. You cast a spell using a spell slot second level. You can additional creature. It's one additional creature is the only thing.
Yeah, so it's still a single word.
Passive.
Oh, okay. And it's a wisdom saving throw. What's your DC?
13.
Are you commanding someone else?
Ivor. Take his shirt off. No. Just
Okay. 13, you said?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. I rolled
No.
4.
Ooh.
With
Nice.
her bonuses,
21.
you feel the spell take hold.
Yeah.
And you can see her physically slacken, and her shoulders sag, and her body slumps slightly. She looks. It looks like she's dozy, a little off, a little sleepy looking, as though she's trudging now.
Okay, there you go. Well, you kind of be lying to yourself because you know that you're on a staircase and you know that you just hit a wall. So you should be able to figure out where you are, which is no longer in the room. So probably best to remove that blindfold.
She removes it.
Look at that. You gonna kill us?
No, look at
She looks She looks behind her, back towards the crypt. She looks toward you, Locke, and she says something, not the location, but a spell prevents me from being openly hostile currently. I feel it coursing through me, and my being resists.
Right, so once that wears off, it's go time.
She gives you now this grin, and it is not a friendly one. Her face dips, and she looks hungrily at you, though the spell of command holds.
How long have we got here?
Not long.
Like a minute?
You want to do something now if you want to.
I stab her in the heart with this stake. Sorry, guys. I tried. I said, I'm really sorry. I tried.
All right.
She breaks my wrist.
All of you watch as Ivor, you have the wooden piece, the wooden weapon in front of you, and you simply step forward and you overhand strike downward into her chest, the very center, slightly over to the left. And for a split moment, you see that smile turn into a shocked look. And her eyes widen, but as though someone from above had poured acid on her skin, she melts, becoming this dried dust like the bones you left behind in the room prior. And in a fluid motion that takes all of 5 seconds, her entire body is like dirt on the ground.
Well, we tried. At least we can go with a clear conscience now.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Well done. You did the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be stupid about it.
It was safer that way.
Yeah. But I think we just learned that.
I'll write that in my book for knowledge.
Yeah. That you can bamboozle your way out of some pretty interesting spells if you find the gap.
Momentarily.
Yeah. That's all you need.
Okay. Well, I guess
Her dad would definitely know that she's dead.
I would assume so.
Lylan says immediately, yes, we had better make our way out of here very shortly, otherwise he may be another unwelcome guest. And we must come to understand, perhaps, why there are bones that are not of the 12 in that crypt.
So do you know who these people are then?
Maury says, and by this stage, Lila, Maury, and the dwarves are hurrying out with the knowledge of Rolenza's father perhaps coming in to investigate. Are you following?
Can I grab one of the bones first?
Sure. Any particular one?
I don't know. Look, Frieza seems to be pretty popular these days. I'll grab a femur or something.
Okay. You race back in, grab a femur.
I would like to grab a hand.
His hand.
Just a hand.
Any? Yep, the closest bone hand.
Take my hand.
You need a hand.
Take my strong arm.
All right.
That's handiwork.
Good.
I'll turn to Maury. So you're saying these were never the bones of a living thing?
As he's quickly walking, and you get to the stairs now through the hallways, through the passageways. Head to the stairs. As you look up, and he responds at the same time. You see the door that leads at the upper end of the stairs and out. And as he starts to quickly, skip a couple of steps up, he turns back to you and says, "I can only speak for that particular skull. I cannot be sure for certain about the others. Though the magic that I emitted did creep away, and it does usually have an area of effect. At least the one the spell, the positive energy spell that I produced, I couldn't detect anything that was once living in that area apart from Brelenza."
We'll have to figure this out later.
All right. Do we though, or if he's coming here? Do we hide in this house and just take him out when he gets here?
Well, yeah, my question, are we hurrying up the spiral staircase that we came in from?
Straight up.
Yeah, so we're heading back to where we were.
Straight up, yeah. Correct.
So there wasn't any other rooms
Correct.
outside of where we entered.
Correct.
And this would have been the same room that Maury was in?
So when you go back up the stairs,
Yeah.
you get to the door, and the door leads into the blacksmith.
Yeah.
So the blacksmith proper, and in there you can see where you got attacked by the body parts. And you get there really easily, and you go into that shop essentially.
So we're assuming that this is the same room that Maury was held in prior to being taken to the warehouse.
Yes.
All right. I mean, it's kind of a dead end at the moment.
Not if we.
Is that a joke?
Puns aside, that's actually quite good.
That's where we hide out, wait for him to get back, take him down, do some questioning.
Maybe we should warn the guild about this. In the meantime.
Yeah.
We still don't know what happened at the warehouses either.
Yeah, actually, she did. She could have killed all of us back there. And if he's as powerful as she is, maybe we shouldn't go in blind.
Did you keep a stake or you left that in her body?
Was the stake destroyed along with her body?
The stake was no longer there.
No. Let's get it. Let's cheese it then.
Alright.
Lila says, shall we go back to my home? Or does anyone in particular? And then Ulthen pipes up and he says, I wanted to say thank you for the fight back there again with that collector. I wanted to offer something perhaps in case you're wanting something a little gift from House Jurasco. Perhaps you can come with us and we can go towards the hospital here, and we can offer something for you, some sort of recompense, just prior, if you have the time. If you need to do it later, you can meet us there. We're probably going to head there now and report what we found, if that's okay.
Yeah, well, I guess you should probably learn it's a lot of Jurasco bodies that were in that place at the warehouse. Probably more so than others.
Aye. Okay. Well, thank you. We can report that too.
Perhaps we'll come later.
Okay. Well, and Lila says, I know where it is. I can lead us there.
Okay.
Thank you again. With your action, you probably saved our lives. With that strength that she had, it was demonic. And they bow towards you and they head off.
No, have a safe journey. I don't know where to start from then. Maury, has this lightened anything more on what?
It's an interesting thing. Perhaps if we can get Lila to contact her magicians, wizards, or whatever, I can come to understand. I could offer some support. I may be able to offer perhaps an understanding of if I can locate this Captain Gerald as well. That could be an option. Otherwise we rest.
Should we blow this room up?
Yeah, that might be a good idea, actually. I mean, I guess maybe if that Captain Troon was down there, then
Maybe it's not down there now.
tough titties, but
Apparently that was the only room in the basement.
All right. Get some Is there any lamp oil around the place?
In this blacksmith area.
Yeah.
Looking around, you do see some oil. Yes. Yep. It looks like they're in small barrels towards the other end of the room.
All right, help me spread this stuff around the place, I guess.
Well, I mean, you don't have to burn down the whole town.
Yes.
Maybe just down the stairs or something.
Stairs made of stone.
Maybe we get the guards to come in here and quarantine it.
You guys suck.
I mean, I would like to blow it up, but Rin's right. If we burn it, there is surrounding buildings.
Surely there's a fire department of some sort.
I don't want to be done for arson.
I feel like there's a pretty distinct lack of law enforcement in this town currently. All right, fine.
I don't know, is there a way to like collapse the entrance or something?
Yeah, we could set the supports on fire.
Lila says, I could do that.
Lame.
If you just want this entrance caved in.
Lame. But yeah, that we appreciate it, though.
You didn't
Or-
sense any other rooms down there that Captain Troon would be in?
I didn't have the time. I don't know whether we want the time to. Perhaps there are some secret hidden doors that we passed that we want to go back to.
I'm not too keen to go back down there.
It's dark down there.
I don't know.
Or-
If he's been down there that long, then he's probably like a walking dead anyway.
I can bring the wind to this place, so he doesn't have to use fire, and I can direct it towards the door that all of this home, I guess, caves in on its own.
Yeah, are you guys using magic?
You can meet me
Good
there
old-
then. You can meet me back at my home. Hydrate.
Good old-fashioned arson will do. Thank you.
Thank you for the posture check. Appreciate it. It will just take me a few minutes, but if you want to hurry back to my home, the door will let you in. I can meet you there, and I can make sure that this place caves in without the need of risk to other homes.
We get the guards to go down there and double check it.
I don't know. All of this is very confusing.
Yeah. We don't have enough arms and legs to get done what we need to do. Or time for that matter.
Rest. Contact the 12. Warehouse.
What do you expect to find at the warehouse?
Something more. Some other clue.
All right.
What? I'm very, very open to alternative ideas, though.
How many stairs flights of stairs did we go up?
To your recollection, just then, how many stairs did you ascend?
Yeah.
54.
Oh man, I feel like Captain Troon's still down there.
Are you saying we should go back down there and save him?
Did anyone check?
No.
All right. I mean, if you wish, you can head back. I can spend some time down there.
Ah, yeah, cool. Then we come down there and stake your corpse. Look back down the stairs. All right, let's go.
I hate everything about this place.
Yeah, it's definitely a demon.
Do you want to hang tight up here and investigate the armory?
I would come back.
Well, no, I
upstairs.
don't want to wait here by myself and get killed by the guy who might be coming.
Absolutely. Then we have to come up here and stake his corpse.
Can you cast light?
Lila nods.
Where's a torch? Guys.
Is there any torches up on this level?
On the level of the blacksmith?
Yeah.
Now you can see a few.
What?
Yes.
All right, grab a torch.
Why are you wizard who's against using magic?
Not against it. I'm just saying, like, you got to be able to do stuff.
Yeah, and I'll just force a torch in your hand.
Yeah, thank you. Look, cast light, and also there's like a limit to how much magic we can be casting. I'm gonna save it for a face exploding spell.
Alright, well, we might be using it soon.
Yeah. All right, here you go, and I'll hand the torch to Rin if I can acquire it.
And I'll use magic to light it with druidcraft.
Very nice.
Yeah. Also, when we're walking down this tunnel and all the torches get dim because we run out of oxygen, that torches do that. Light doesn't. Just illuminates your unconscious bodies.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lila and Maury are ready to go. Maury agrees that this is a noble effort.
Lila, you said you can cast some kind of wind magic, yes?
When we exit, to then cave the home in so that no one finds this entrance, I can. Or before, if you need it.
Well, whatever we're doing, you should do it soon before this Gerald might be coming.
True. I mean, I guess we go downstairs and start having a look around.
All right.
Does the door to the staircase open inwards or outwards?
Outwards. So towards you at the moment.
So I pull it out towards
Yeah.
there. Okay.
And push it in from inside.
Right. Okay.
How does your magic work with wind?
I call upon a great gust of wind, and it is produced, centered on myself, and I direct it in a particular direction, and I can make it more powerful if need be. For about a few minutes,
How far a radius is that?
about 100 feet.
I'm gonna pick up one of those barrels of oil, get some rope out.
Is it dusty or sand or anything
Where?
in this crypty thing?
So as you're walking back down the stairs,
Yeah.
you look down at these stone stairs, and you don't notice them being particularly dusty. No,
Yeah, okay.
they look quite clean.
How are we gonna get out if we're down there and we collapse the building on ourselves?
No, I was trying to think if she could cast gust and see if there's anything that will go underneath any walls, or like the wind will travel through a wall.
That's real clever.
But I don't know how we can do that yet.
How thick is the gap between the door and the door frame?
At the bottom,
At the top.
there isn't one. There's about a couple of inches on the bottom, but none at the top.
But it's real thin at the top. It just kind of seals in like perfect. Okay, sweet. So I'm gonna get that barrel of oil. I'm gonna wrap the rope around it, just kind of makeshift so I can hold it up. And then once we agree to go through, and we're all done upstairs with the blacksmith, I'm gonna wedge the top of that rope in the gap. I'm gonna close the door.
Mm-hmm.
So pull it kind of tight so that the rope is hanging there and the barrel is suspended. I'm just gonna leave my burning torch underneath that. So I wanted there to be like half the door frame, like 3 or 4 feet, so the flame's not gonna heat up the barrel.
Sure.
But someone open the door, barrel falls, hits the ground, either makes a loud clattering noise, or it bursts and lights them up.
Couldn't imagine that would be very pleasant for him.
No.
Well, let's hope that doesn't have to happen.
No.
Are we heading down?
Yes, you are. You continue to descend these stairs, one after the other. The silence around you deafening. As you continue to look between the walls, going back down the stairs, you don't recall it taking this long to come across that doorway into the crypt. You feel like you've passed it now, 54 steps, though you don't see the door anymore.
Do we see that mound of dust that used to be?
Vampire girl.
Yeah.
Relenza was killed at the entrance to the crypt, which was still a fair pathway or a fair passageway past the door that the stairs have. So stairs descended, hallway, and then
The
crypt.
Right. Okay.
You continue your way down, and Lila closes her eyes and stops for a moment, breathes out slowly, and mutters something under her breath. And you can see even this red-tinged light starts to flicker at her magic, as though recoiling from it. And she opens up her eyes again, and she says, "I thought I heard a voice. Let's go down a bit deeper." And as you continue to climb down, the stairs seem to all of a sudden become more steep, though there are no placements for you, no banisters for you to hold on to. The stairs become eventually almost impossibly steep, on an angle of something like 65, 70 degrees. And as you carefully step down, the stairs are still as wide as they are, but just they go down as though you're going down a mountainside. And then you hear Lila, who was towards the front, simply say, "Stop." And at that command, you look to where she's watching, and there's a gap. And then stairs that continue about 10 feet away. There's this blackness, this darkness between the last step here and the first step there.
So, who feels like they can jump 10 feet?
I mean, I'm pretty dexterous.
Right, so maybe we'll give you a bit of rope with some slack. And if you're comfortable to do it, give it a hop scoot across.
Yeah, I can hop scoot.
And the rest of us, I don't know. We'll all try and jump, but the rope might be a little safety measure.
Hello? You hear a voice.
Droon, is that you?
Who's there?
Some people who you don't know, but we kind of trying to save you.
Please. I've been here for so long. Can you help?
Yeah, I hope so, but... Okay, be honest, are you dead?
No. I'm very much alive.
I hope he's telling the truth.
Are you rolling for that? I heard dice.
I was going to maybe roll for the jumping eventually.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, I guess if you're...
Well, you get ready to jump.
Stop touching me.
I have confidence in you. You have a when you
Thank you.
roll that.
If you're offering rope, I guess I will maybe tie it around, or like maybe not even tie it, but like wrap it around my arm and grouse the rope so it's...
I'll pass it back so we're all holding on. The four of us should be able to do this without dying, right?
and I will
All
also...
right.
I'm wearing some pretty heavy armor.
I will also shift into my bestial form.
Ooh, Beastie Boys.
Yeah, the Beastie Boys. Intergalactic. Which will give me an extra, I guess, 10 feet of movement. Just trying to see if it does anything else. No. And yeah, I'll go back up a few stairs to get a bit of... I mean, if it's steep, I probably won't need much, but maybe a couple of stairs just to get some momentum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to attempt to leap across that gap.
All right.
That's where the noise is coming from, the voice, yeah?
You can make a perception check now, just before you jump, to find out where the voice came from.
Coming from the hole. You have a 1d4.
I guess you did. Perception. I am proficient, so I can. These are all terrible rolls. 8. Plus 4 is 12.
Okay. With that roll, you're fairly confident the voice did, in fact, though echoing through this chamber, emanate from the darkness below you.
Okay, they're being nice because we at least thought to check. What you looking at?
Yeah, I guess like I'd get in position as if I was about to jump, and then my ears would twitch. Okay. Okay, I think it's actually coming from down there.
Maury just looks tentatively over into this gap in the stairs. I'm not. I also heard it from there. I wasn't sure.
Well, thank you for speaking up before I was about to risk my life.
I wasn't sure because it looks precarious, and perhaps I was mistaken. If you think it came from there, then my fear was realized. What are we going to do about this?
I guess first I will try to look down. I do have 60 feet of dark vision, if that helps.
As you look over into this darkness, you see 60 foot down that there is light, but at the very edge of your vision.
I've only got like 15 feet of rope because I had to use some of my rope to do that. Does anyone else have any rope?
I've got 50 feet of it.
Yeah, well, luckily I picked up some silken rope, and it is 60 feet of it.
Nice.
Expensive.
Lila says, we can use that, though if it really is down there, did you see anything?
Yeah, about 60 feet down, I can see a little bit of light.
Well,
Pop a piece and just flick it into the hole.
Can you cast light?
what were you asking?
Can you cast light down there?
I can. And she just twists her hand upward and she produces a blue-yellow a sphere, and it glows brightly. And she directs it via her hand, and it levitates into this space between stair. And as it continues to go down, it looks as though clouds are parting and then reforming around it. So it does dim, surrounded by this weird cloudy blackness. And though it does eventually get down to a point where you see a hand reaching out to it.
Oh. Hey, we're gonna throw you a rope.
Okay. How do I know to trust you?
Okay, stay in the hole then.
I'm just asking. I will be grateful of any aid.
Okay.
How do we know we can trust you? What's with that black cloudy stuff down there?
I don't know. I cannot see up. It possibly prevents my sight. Looking for rescuers. Please.
Throw him a rope, I guess.
All right, don't grub me up my rope. It's quite nice. And I'll start lowering down 60 feet worth of silken rope.
Are you strong enough for yourself to climb, or do we need to pull you out?
I haven't eaten in some time.
All right, everybody.
Well, then you should be light.
I just mean I may not be able to climb the whole way. I will attempt it. I might need you to pull me up. Please.
Let's pull him up.
All right, everybody.
All right.
How are you doing that?
I guess everyone grab a piece of rope.
I mean, we probably have to do. Is there enough length for us all to grab onto the end and still lower it down?
As you lower it, you get to the point where you have about a couple of feet left of rope, and you hear a voice say, I can see it, but it's about 10 feet above me.
Okay, get some more rope.
All right, here's an idea. I have a piton with me. Now, I reckon that if we could tie the two bits of the rope together, because I don't have any other rope. I'll have to use yours.
No.
But then does anyone else have a piton? It's quite a common bit of adventuring gear.
I doubt I have some. Let me have a look at my backpack.
Maury and Lila shake their heads.
What do you mean it's a common bit of adventuring gear?
What, you never thought you'd have to climb anything?
Nah. I'd use the road.
Maury nods in affirmation. Yes, I would also think I wouldn't want to come across any. I don't go seeking mountains.
Anyway.
All right,
I
then.
have no pins.
Jeez. I guess I'll just use all my stuff. I'll try to.
Oh.
Actually, I'm not very strong. I'm quick. But can someone like slam this into the wall?
I can try.
So, what part of the rope are you slamming into the wall?
No, I'm asking him to slam in a piton or
Just
a
the python
python.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's what they're designed for.
Yeah, correct. So you're just slamming it into the stone.
Yeah.
Make a strength check, please.
Slam that stone. Clap that stone's cheeks.
Hey, nope, I'm not doing that. It's 16.
A 16. Okay.
Not
You've.
that I can't. I'm choosing not to do that.
Oh, I see.
16.
You clap and you slam the piton about 2 inches into the stone.
Nice.
It looks sturdy.
Is that appropriate? Pit and depth?
Well, it doesn't give me dimensions of the piton or python. I do actually have a hammer.
Huh.
Common adventuring gear as well.
I've got a hammer.
Yeah, I have a hammer.
Yeah, well, I've already got mine out there. And then I'll try bang it in a little bit deeper. And then I guess, loop the rope around to give it some extra sturdiness.
Yep.
Seeing as how we're in a precarious, steep stairwell. And use that to, I guess, brace the bulk of the weight.
I'll probably buy some pittons after this. That's pretty useful.
Yeah.
As you tie the ropes together, put the pittons in, and then lower the rope. You hear the echo of the hammer on stone, and it creates this ringing noise in your ears for a short time, but otherwise the silence then overcomes that. And you look at the rope as it looks taut, and you hear that voice from below. I've tied myself to it. I think it's ready to go. I'll start climbing up if I can.
Should we just pull him up?
Yeah, just concentrate on not falling off the rope.
I made sure to tie it around my waist.
It'd be a shame for you to die after we've come this way for you.
Yes.
Specifically you.
Thank you.
You should feel guilty about us helping you.
Someone make a strength check with advantage if you're helping.
Anyone feel particularly?
I reckon you're stronger than me for some reason.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the clap.
Nice.
1d4.
Thank you. Not the first time. 1d4.
You have guidance now.
Yes. Common bit of adventuring gear, penicillin. For a 20. 25.
Is it advantage?
Yes, with advantage. Without advantage, it would be a lot worse than that.
As you
It's a 19 on the dice.
No.
as you all take a good part of this silken rope, and you and as you watch, the rope is heavy, and the person on the other end is still quite weighty, but with Maury and Lila also helping you quite easily, with a little bit of strain, see the end of the rope, and what looks to be a very ashen, dirty-faced human put his hands on the edge of the stairs and lift himself up.
Are you Captain Gerald?
No, this is Captain Troon.
Oh, Captain Troon, sorry.
He looks confused for a moment, and as he breathes in, you notice that this dark stuff enters his airway. And then he looks wide at you after you ask, and he tries to say something. But then all you see are white saliva bubbles forming in his mouth. And immediately Maury leaps over to try and help him up. You're doing the same?
Yeah, I'll kind of get him away from the ledge.
Okay, as you both pull up Captain Troon, he lays on his back at the edge of the stairs, and you can see he's shaking uncontrollably. And as he can't breathe out, he can't breathe in. You see blood start to trickle from his nose. You see that bubbling of saliva still hasten on his mouth. Wonderful. That Maury just utters a couple of words. Lila is now at his side and also mumbles some things under her breath. You see blue-pink magic start to form around him, and his breath slackens, slows.
I'll give him a cure wounds.
Okay. And as you also cast that, could you roll your health, your hit points of that, please?
That's a total of 14 HP.
Back.
Back, yeah.
Okay. All right.
No, pour some water on his mouth hole. Get rid of that gross.
Yep. As you pour that bottle over
Right
his
up
mouth.
that mouth hole.
I'm having trouble breathing.
Put towel over his face.
He does cough uncontrollably for a moment, and then his eyes weakly open, and he breathes. And there's this shimmer of pink still over him for a moment, and you hear a sigh of relief from Maury, who says, I think together we've saved him. And Captain Troon wheezes as he says, I don't like that. I didn't like that at all.
Yes, it didn't look pleasant.
There was some dark stuff. Well,
Is this dark stuff like creeping up higher out of the hole?
no, it just seems to be stagnant, though swirling a little.
I can't help but wonder what's further down this staircase.
Oh my god, let's not push it. Let's get out of here before some asshole comes down the stairs, or the smoke comes up, or some other knob comes out of a wall.
Ruin's right.
Alright, I bet you we're gonna have to come back down here and jump this gap at some
Or
point.
do you think there would be a dragon horde down there?
I don't know what's down there. I don't know what's down there.
Don't go down the trap door.
Lila and Maury help you with Captain Troon as he leans heavily on Lila, and you start to head back up.
I will specifically try to spool up the silken rope and
Yep.
take it with me.
Help you if you
I'm guessing the python will be jammed in the thing. I don't want to dig around too long.
It will take some time to dig it back out.
It's gone.
Okay.
I will buy you a new Pitten or Python.
Yeah, I've got 10 of them. I could have done even more.
What do we want to call them? Pittons or pipes?
Yeah, which one is it?
What
You
would
said
you prefer?
Lila says,
I don't know. Are we calling them poultices or potions?
I prefer potions.
as you
and a python.
as you come to try and understand how to pronounce it, we will take a 10-minute break as you make your way back up the stairs into the light again. And we'll take a 10-minute break at that point, and we'll see what becomes of the party afterward. So don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll take our usual 10-minute break. We'll be back soon. Thank you for watching so far. We'll see you soon. We're going to take the quickest 10-minute break.
Roll the damage! I've waited this long!
So I'm rolling the damage and not budging at all, so let's see what happens.
Oh,
One other round?
Oh, jeez.
They're calling for a cliffhanger.
Well, he'll roll it. And then
Oh my god, stop rolling! Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how much damage Amara gets after we come back from a 10-minute break.
I hate this game.
We'll see everybody in 10 minutes.
And I rolled a 20, 25 for
Okay.
stealth check.
25.
Okay.
Oh!
Oh, that's a bad laugh.
That's bad.
It's a bad laugh. It's a wheeze.
Is that a
It's
nat
an
20?
evil wheeze.
18 for me.
Is that a nat 20?
So you all start walking
18.
down. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna,
hold on a second.
just gonna leave my hands like this for a moment.
Stop flexing your muscles.
The GM is happy. It's all bad.
As Amara starts to race towards Rook, you have just been handed the potion. And you saw Amara then just disappear. As you turned to attempt to uncork it and hand it to Osei, the battle's over. And with that swift motion, you look down, and the twitching has stopped. And in front of you, smoke coming out of the body of Osei, now still.
Do I see this?
Yeah.
Thorum! Thorum, help her!
I'm gonna walk on over and look down at her. How's she look? Is there any sign of life? Is
Make a medicine check.
How's she look? Dead.
That's a nat 1.
After the last question he asked, I pull into the rucksack from the back and present a cup. And I say to it, "This is King Boronel's personal possession."
After 53 sessions! Michaela looks like he's gonna cry.
You may if you want.
Sorry, continue.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's taken 53 sessions for Ben to know how to say King Boronel. That is going on TikTok later.
I was clapping because you had components ready.
I'd be just trying to keep next to Rook, trying to grab his hand and
Mm-hmm.
just, hey.
Dench, I thought you were Osei.
I'll say something to you.
What is it?
Come here.
What happened?
You look really good right now.
Thank you. No one's ever really taken notice of it. Now's not the time, I think.
There's always a time for love.
Welcome back.
By far the weirdest way to start a stream. We should have called this ASMR cheese eating.
As you look upon this beast, wind buffer, the red scales, blinds every haze. The dragon attacks all around you. Birds fly away. Make your attack.
Oh yeah, he fucked up.
Charlie's into Rook and says, look, this is getting a bit corny.
Oh, dance again, quick!
It's Aaron Cochran, that's why.
I'm gonna transform.
Puts the lotion on its skin.
It puts. Oh, we're lotioning.
Oh no! This is very uncomfortable. I'm glad I did.
Shake off the excess.
Shake it all off.
That was wonderful.
Very
I
nice
have
stuff.
nightmares tonight.
I'm not good with words. But I think when I think back to everything that I've done since like day one with these motherfuckers, like you were there always. And you were like the only one that actually listened to me for a really long time. So, duh. Of course I got like all feelsy and stuff. And then Dench came along. God. I was so jealous. So fucking jealous. I don't think it's fair to tell you how I feel if I don't get to stay. That would be cruel. But I think you know.
Well, Amara, I love you. And I will wear the cruelty because I think it is worth it. It's worth every moment we've had, and it is every memory.
Mara's just gonna be like, not of lava, but single tear. And she's just gonna be like, I love you too. I'm sorry I didn't say it.
It's Aaron Cochran, that's why. Yeah.
Can you do that
No,
again?
I will not do that. It's that you're trying to bandage up gaping holes in his chest. And
I got you, buddy.
you kind of now realize that your initial investigation of his body reveals that his head is missing.
I thought I had him there, guys.
Tell us the things you're going to tell us.
Okay.
And maybe we'll let you live.
Yeah, if it's
Are you lying?
I'll actually laugh. Like in character.
Are your shoulders like that?
I think
Like,
It comes out exactly like that.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
You have feathers in your hand of this Pegasus.
Do we see the children?
Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna try and catch the children.
All right. They're moving very quickly. So what's your flying speed?
My flying speed full is 60 feet.
Okay. 60 feet. Okay. They're falling a bit faster, but you can attempt to.
Is our first kill in the campaign 2 innocent children?
And as you get closer, you see lives. And this cage that it now looks like it is so packed with corpses, squished together. As you get a closer look, this symbol is depicting two companies or houses, but they are together. They're on the same bit of metal. They depict the house that your parents are working in. And they depict the symbol on the other side of House Tarot.
Oh, fuck you.
And we're gonna end that. And we're gonna end that tonight. And that's it. That's it, everybody. We're going to take the quickest 10-minute break.
Roll the damage! I've waited this long!
So I'm rolling the damage and not budging at all, so let's see what happens.
Wrong one, another round?
Oh, jeez. They're calling for a cliffhanger.
Well, he'll roll it. And then
Oh my god, stop rolling! Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how much damage. And we're back, everyone. So, straight back into it. Thank you, Fat 90s. Thank you, Treasure. Hello, hello.
Hey.
Treasure has answered the question for us. Google says Pitten.
Pitten.
Ah,
There we go.
Pit on.
Pitten.
Pit on. Yeah.
Right, let's say it wrong for the rest of the
So
time.
say Python.
Yeah, fine it is.
Until Google corrects itself.
Excellent. P-E-I-G-H-T-O-N, Python.
Python.
Excellent. Thank you very much for clarifying, Treasure. Thank you. That is what you are. All right. Let's go. So you quickly climb those stairs. Randomly, 116 stairs later, you reach the top. Though you're sure it wasn't, it was far, far more heading down. You make it to the top.
Just before exiting, because I've looked at my inventory for the first time ever, apparently I got 1,000 ball bearings.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just going to dump out a few handfuls down the stairs.
Okay.
Case. In Rin's head, best case scenario, if some super powerful douchebag starts coming down there to investigate, he might slip and hit his shin.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
You're not just throwing them down. You're setting a trap. You're placing them on certain.
Yeah,
stairs.
I'm not trying to like lob them down the stairs,
Yes,
but like,
okay.
I mean, if I've got 1,000, I'm gonna say like I don't know, like a couple of handfuls and just kind of spread them around
Sure.
a few steps.
For the purposes of that, I'll say you have about 750 left.
750.
Yeah.
Should
Worth it.
Stick some reverse pins.
Stalactites.
Yeah.
Mites. Okay. You place them down fairly haphazardly so that it doesn't look like they're all in one spot. And you make it up the stairs unscathed.
Tell you what, I also have 2 oil flasks, so I'm gonna use one of them and just pour it all over the top landing.
Just the top, specifically? Nice.
You realise we're going to seal this off.
They'll probably dig their way down there at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they can get in. They can raise the dead and stuff.
Oh, yeah, true.
Maybe if we ever find out whoever the big bad guy is, like he'll have a scar on his shin.
I did that.
Maury turns with a wicked-looking grin. He says, "That will be the telltale sign." And you make it into the.
Fuck, we're gonna see Maury with the scar on his shin in like 20 episodes.
You make it back into the blacksmith, into the shop at least, and around you, you notice the same wares in front of you. Nothing's changed in this shop. You still see the blackened corner of body parts that were singed and completely destroyed under the net. Lila guides you out of the room, and she says, "Should I still have that contingency with my spell of, should I cave in the home?"
I know, Ren, you went to a lot of trouble to...
Oh, it's probably a good idea to stop even just some random wandering in here.
If I do, the guards could come and investigate the place, and they may stumble upon it. I could perhaps lock the door simply behind me, and it would be as though someone is not wanting to be visited.
Do whatever you need to do, but you need to get out of here, so it's probably quicker to do that.
Yeah, we should get True into your home.
Very well.
Whatever you think is the best means of protecting us and the citizens.
As you exit the shop, she turns and she shuts the door behind her. She mutters a couple of words, and you see symbols appear in midair just around the lock. And you hear this audible click as she pushes the door and turns the handle to go in, and she can't go in. And she gives off another sign, and the symbols fade into the lock itself. And she says, "No key will open this anymore." It's as though they've perhaps gone on a holiday or something. I hope that does deter people for a time.
So she's actually locked the whole shop up, not this. Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right then. Should we head back to the house?
Lila's already got Captain Troon, and they're on their way.
Or did you want to go ahead now that we've got Troon, or do you want to go ahead to the dwarves?
Well, I don't know. We should probably interrogate him away from them.
Maury says, interrogates. Is that not a little, perhaps...
It's a matter of speech, I think.
Yeah,
Right,
just
Rin?
talk to him. I don't know. Actually, can I while we're going, can I give him a little sniff and just see if I can smell any rot or...
Yeah, sure. You can make me a perception or a medicine check. Either one.
I will go with perception.
Okay.
And that is a 19.
Okay. Hey, did you roll
Hey.
over a 10?
I did.
Yes, you did.
I did. I rolled a 15.
Oh,
Well
nice.
above average.
Excellent. So we're just looking at the second half of the evening. Fair. So, you take a sniff. And with your very keen senses, thankfully, no detect of rot or acrid or any other smell apart from a dirty smell, like he soiled himself. There's certainly some aspects of dirtiness about him, dust over time, though thankfully nothing that would signify the same sort of smell you got from Relenza.
All right.
The day moves on without you, and people don't seem to be as excitable now that the battle has ended of this collector, this metal behemoth that shook the town, or this part of town. Though you do see guards cordoning off, or have cordoned off that area as you pass by it. Some recognize you and let you through, which is still the quickest way back to Lila's home. You pass by them. A lot of that debris has now been moved by the guards. There are some guards you don't recognize, some guards you do. But sooner rather than later, in the early afternoon, while snow is still falling lightly and it is still cold.
Can I roll perception to see if... Because most of the guards that we have now are from House, not Tarasco.
Denise. You don't need to roll a perception to see if there are any of those around.
Have any of the guards that are a part of the city noticed Captain Troon?
Yeah, good question. You can roll a perception then if you want for that.
Apologies. That is a 15 for an 18.
Okay. Yeah, you do notice that some guards look over in surprise, though they also look confused, as though they're not sure who they're actually looking at. Only 3 or 4 of them seem to have any surprised look on their faces. The rest of the time, they seem to be making sure the villagers of Vedegard do not go past this point of where the battle was recently fought. But otherwise, no one. You don't gain the notice of anyone in particular. No.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this point because we're almost at the house, aren't we?
You're only a couple of streets away.
Yeah, I'll just keep an eye out and see if there's anyone who starts running away to go report anything.
Okay. All right. You don't notice, thankfully, that anyone rushing off. No, they seem to be tending to their duties and staying in this particular area. as you pass around a corner and see that no longer visible to you. Lila and Maury reach the home first. Lila lets you all in. The day doesn't see too many people on the street. Again, not necessarily for any sort of nefarious reasons, but because it's so cold, it's preventing people from going out. There's a wind in the air as well. It does buffet you as you make your way past into the afternoon, and it's causing you to not go at your full speed. So that is also preventing others from moving around. Most people seem to your understanding, want the wind to pass before they continue their business. And you make it into Lila's home.
Before I go in,
yep,
we can't see the warehouses from where we are, can we? No. Oh, it's fine.
You head in, and Maury is the first person that immediately tends to Captain Troon, and he puts his hand over the top of just hovering over the chest and mutters some things under his breath, and you notice that familiar blue-purple light emanating from his hand, and also steering itself like a puff of smoke into the airways. And you can see Captain Troon automatically breathe easier. You can see that Lila quickly mutters a spell under her breath, and you recognize it for prestidigitation. And a lot of the dirt and muck get cleaned off in an instant and disappear in the air. Thank you so much, Fat Nighties, for those bits. You're very kind. Thank you so much. So now Captain Troon looks very clean, though tired and still weak. He's given a little bit of stew, which he doesn't immediately, though looking very hungrily at it, just takes a little sip of it, and then a little bit more, just easing his body back into actually eating. He looks starved. He doesn't speak. He just continues to eat and breathe.
Perhaps we should give him a few moments.
Yes. So, Captain.
He looks alertly at you. He has a thin, fair face with this pointed nose and a bushy beard, but not one that looks like it's been something that he keeps on him all the time. You can tell he probably would prefer clean shaven because he continues to scratch at his beard like he's annoyed that it's there, that it's taking up the space on his face. You could see that without the beard, he'd look fairly good looking. You can see he was a former captain of the Garde for very good reason. Underneath the skin, thin as it is, he looks actually quite well kept. Muscular would be what his normal physique would be. He has this air of authority about his eyes, true, honest eyes, with this mishappen brown curly hair, which is down to his shoulders now, again, probably more because of his capture rather than his how he normally keeps it. ID 20.
ID 20.
ID 20.
I'm sorry to push you so quickly after we rescued you, but the city's in a precarious sort of position. Your job's been taken.
Who's this by?
By Captain Gerald, who put you in that hole.
Did he now?
Yes, he did.
And my guard?
Compromised severely. Some of them are still loyal, at least to the city.
He shakes his head. Bastards.
How did you end up in the hole? Who actually took you down there?
Guards, though I didn't recognize them. Probably in that transition. They were not faces that were familiar to me. They threw me down there, broke some bones. Thankfully, I know a little bit of healing. Healed myself up. Bastards. And he starts to sit upright, and he does so. He has more strength in him than what meets the eye.
Can you think of a group of men who you would trust implicitly, that you might gather around yourself now?
I have names. What for?
Well, if you're going to make yourself known, it might be worth going back to your office and reasserting control of the city.
I don't know how many there are. I don't know who they. I don't know how many or if they are still alive, but.
I think many of them may not be alive.
And what makes you say that?
I recount some of the events of the past day, the past 3 days. I tell them about the giant battle in the street, about that inn that burnt down, about that giant robot monster that tore the city up. What else happened?
Captain Gerald, who took your position, is probably some kind of undead creature or necromancer.
A warehouse fire?
And to the point, the warehouse, a lot of the guards were sent there to protect the city. However, we uncovered some dark magics there that turn the dead into...
The undead.
Well, into the undead. And a lot of your guards were sent there by Captain Gerald. We have an assumption that they may be being reprocessed.
That's a nice way to put it.
So what you're telling me is my city is a piece of shit right now.
Well, House Denise is currently protecting the city. And House Durasco has unfortunately taken a lot of the brunt of... There's many of them that were undead in the warehouse, but they seem to be holding on at the moment.
Not surprised with their hospital here. Very well. House Denise has arrived. Well, was there.
Are you familiar of a halfling named Inez?
Yes, it rings a bell.
She was originally sent... That was kind of what started this whole situation. She was sent to come find you from House Durasco. She's unfortunately dead and was killed by some would-be assassins that look like they stick needles up your nose or eyes. Is any of this familiar to you? Or did you come across any of these creatures?
I knew an Inez from a House Denise. I don't know. Well, I understand why she was trying to fetch me. From what it sounds like, they wove a tale to say that I was away from town, whereas I was really here. You can see he's already getting his strength back, it seems, with all this news. And it took about 15, 20 minutes to actually tell that story, by the way. In the meantime, Lila is making a fresh meal, and Maury is still tending to him.
Did you actually know Captain Gerald?
He was my subordinate.
And did you know his daughter?
Not well. Didn't really get along with Captain Gerald.
Well, she's dead.
Gerald.
Yes, his daughter was...
Turned into a vampire.
And then staked.
Are you aware if Captain Gerald had any issues?
No, though he always acted a little suspicious. Not coming to his rostered days and simply not being there on occasion when called. I wonder if he has any... Well, he must have had this secondary job, secondary task or life. Anyway.
Well, he's doing a good job. It's really coming together for him.
I doubt that. I need some time to put the city back together. Will you give that to me?
Yes, but how do you intend to do that? Because...
More importantly, how did you all end up in this shit?
Inez. And then also...
Yeah, we were just showing our friend here around around the town. And yeah, we bumped into Inez and she asked us for help and then it snowballed, I guess.
As though looking at Maury for the first time, he squints and he says, You're not any normal elf. And Maury says, hey, Maury looks at you all with this.
He looks pretty normal to me.
Yeah.
Maury pipes up. Yes, I'm quite insulted by what you say. What makes you think I'm not normal? And Troon says, apologies, you just look a little pale. Anyway.
Takes a lot of energy to keep you sustained.
I thank you for that, and the city does as well. Should I make my name known or make myself aware and known to the Garde now? I don't think that will come across as very wise.
Yeah, I think you'll get stabbed immediately.
That is my thought.
How about you report to the lieutenant at House Denise?
I could do that. Perhaps
She was interested in your whereabouts as well.
House Denise is a mercenary house. I think they're the safest to go now, undercover.
Could you... I mean, we still don't know. We've kind of gotten ourselves deep in this now. But who
We're
is...
also mercenaries, just letting you know.
Who is the town mayor? And do they even... I wonder, do they even know what's happening?
They probably should.
Yeah. And is he trusted to you? Now that you're back.
Mayor Ireland is the mayor currently. Have you not heard from him? He's to be trusted, of course, yes.
To be honest, we've not even had time.
Has he made himself known?
No, only been
Spoken out against the chaos?
Well, we've not heard anything, particularly after the giant's colossal undead thing.
Well, he's either in hiding or dead because he cannot stop talking.
Right.
I think we should go and rally as many people as we can and front Captain Gerald.
If we do that and we don't have the support, we're probably looking at a bit of a dangerous position. What if I go to House Denise, offer up a coin because that is how they talk?
This is the point I was getting to. Would you be trusted enough to pay for the support for the city?
I have the funds. Well, at least when I left, I had the funds.
Well, also we've kind of been supporting the city quite a bit.
Yes, that's...
No.
So I hear. You'll be well compensated. So, I sneakily head to Officer Vernonia, I believe her name is, of House Denise.
Yeah, she's the very muscly one.
Yeah, remind her she owes us a table.
Okay. Then seek support secretly through there. Perhaps I'll use some of her soldiers to put the feelers out to see who's still loyal to me. Have them come to that part of town and rally there.
And then we go find Gerald.
I think the warehouses, when everything's secure, would be the most logical place to
find him
or destroy him, if he's not already looking for us on the account that we killed his daughter, and is apparently weakened at this point from that. How, I have no idea.
Have you ever heard of someone called the Lady of Lips? Or something called the Lady of Lips?
It's not a name I'm familiar with, should I be?
It's connected, it keeps popping up.
Yeah, her symbol is like some lips with a dagger being held in them.
I'm not sure. If I do see them, I'll let you know if they are of any significance.
Gerald had that tattooed on the back of his neck.
Well, I've seen the back of him a lot. But,
Why are you looking like that, Doc?
When I've ordered him to do something on a task at hand, don't give me that face.
Sorry, we don't have that
Man,
guard.
he's walked away from me.
We don't have that guard-like discipline, I'm sorry.
Perhaps my human needs to come back a little more subtly. Anyway.
Well, I don't know. It seems to be very connected between Garde here and a place called the Fort Bones.
That's a good point, Rin.
What's it called? What's it called?
Well, we've heard that that's an area that they have been seen or heard about.
Oh, this Lady Eclipse.
Yeah, and it's also, isn't that where those 12 people hang out?
The 12. Yeah, that's where
'cause-
they reside.
Yeah, well, they may also kind of reside in a crypt where you were found.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, there were like 12 coffins that all had bones in them that resembled the 12, and then I don't know, she did magic and was like, oh no, this is for Rizzo, and then he did magic and was like, no, they were never alive. But it's
Never
very weird.
alive.
Also, this is Lila. She's ambassador, I guess, of the 12.
Yeah.
Lila says, and it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Lila. I'm a magician of the administration of the 12, yes. Though when I thought I detected magic that did signify life in that skull, though Maury was quite certain that that's not the case, that they were fake bones. For what purpose, I'm not sure.
Well, I've got Farizo's femur here.
The FF.
Lila says, no, I think we are quite sure and certain that they are fake.
Well, I don't know. It probably warrants some more investigation.
Yeah, do a double check on that.
Like I said, Lila continues, like I said, I'm happy to and will now contact my people to see what the hell is going on. I know, you said not to. I understand.
Can you break protocol and go straight all the way to the top?
I can attempt to message one of the 12, yes.
What happens if there's something diabolical going on and they come straight here and
Destroy
are so
us?
friendly? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. After learning what we did, maybe the 12 won't have anything to do with this.
Maybe not. But I still think you should
just
cut out. You should talk directly to them if you can. I know it might be a faux pas, but
If I do, very well. There are consequences for even attempting, but I will try because I believe that this is an important one. Never mind. Okay, so shall I begin?
very sternly told off.
Well, I
Can
mean,
talk to the principal?
if you trust them, it's probably they would be happy to know that. Well, maybe not happy to know, but it would be good to inform them that there was a crypt with fake bare bones in them.
I'll certainly start with that and see how far I get.
One of those crypts, you were eyeballing it pretty hard. Who did you think was in that one?
No one in particular. Can I go now, please?
Yeah, but reach out to that one because you obviously trust them.
I'd prefer not.
Aye.
So, it'll be Farizo again.
Yeah, right.
Were you texting him? Alright, well. Should we head to the mayor then after this?
To the mayor. Yeah.
Or should we get Captain Troon to the... Would you be fine on your own?
I'll be fine on my own. Don't worry. I know some back streets, some secret passageways that.
I mean, there are
might help.
guards positioned outside here that work for the lieutenant. Perhaps they could just take you back.
Of House Denise. Where specifically?
To the lieutenant.
No, where are the guards? Outside the home.
Yeah, they were outside there at some point, weren't they? To look after Maury, because he was a person of interest.
Yeah, and you did see them, though they were still disguised. You did see them outside the door, yes.
Yeah.
Still, so they are still there. And Captain True nods, and do you want to point out where they are?
Yeah, I'll just...
Cool. He says, "No, I'll be able to, with their help, find a safe passage there. Don't worry."
Maybe a bit of a disguise would help as well.
A cloak over my shoulders will be fine, especially with this wind and snow. Not many people are out at the moment, and I can also defend myself.
Is there anything else you could shed some light on? Because we haven't really heard too much about your capture or...
I was, in fact, going to head out for a couple of weeks to look at, even some more if the weather was not permitting. to scout out Fort Bones and some other forts along the border. The closest. It is part of my duty, and my duty does call for myself and some retinue to, on horseback or airship, whichever is quicker, head out to these bastions, make sure that they are well stocked. And though I could simply communicate with them by magic, it is very expensive, and we're not given a huge sum. So I tend to want to, for morale, talk to them face to face as well.
What is actually at Fort Bones? It's come up a couple of times.
Well, Fort Bones is to my own, for the interest of Carneth, and because it's the closest, or one of the closest border bastions of Vedica and Carneth towards the Talenta Plains. Simply put, it's just a guard house, or a fancy name for a guard house against incursion from, I guess, bandits. And this day and age, there doesn't seem to be any other threat than thieves, people by night going past without permits. Though you don't need a permit as much nowadays, we still search, or that at least the border searches for anyone who has malicious intent. They're just part of the Carneth Guard. It's called Fort Bones because some time ago a great battle did occur there, and you'll guess what's next.
Well, speaking of bodies, in the weeks leading up to this, what was happening around town? Because there's been a couple of sites now that have had a fair few bodies, like 30, 40. That would probably draw some attention of the guards, wouldn't it?
We had heard of missing people before I'd arrived at that dungeon, as it were. So I was investigating that. Perhaps that piqued the interest of Captain Gerald, and he wanted to move at that point. I was perhaps getting too invested in those missing persons, yes. Though I didn't find anyone specifically, they hid them well. And I didn't find out who the perpetrators are until you started to speak. Now, I don't even know whether my guard was compromised at that point or not. I'll have to re-vet everyone.
Well, it appears that the bodies were being used, I'm not sure if solely for, but there was a colossal construct that came through the town looking for dead bodies. And
That's the robot.
Yep.
in doing so, destroying some homes along the way.
More money to spend on repairs.
I wonder what would the reasoning be behind that? Do you think any of the homes that were destroyed were places of interest?
From what you had been talking about, it seems like if there were bodies, if there are undead, well, they put two and two together. Perhaps this metallic creature was under the magical effects of someone else trying to resurrect them into their soldiers. Look, I won't lie. Carneth has had an evil history, one that was seeped in undead and necromancers. If this is happening here and happening now, I'll put a fucking stop to it.
All right.
Because I'm not going to be the one responsible for Vedica burning by the soldiers of Carneth for any evil acts. This is my town. This is my home.
How long has Gerald been in your guard?
Several years.
Like, surely, like, if he's got magical powers that can resurrect people, and I don't know, he's willing to have his daughter killed. Like, what behavior was he doing the whole time?
Following orders.
I don't know, I'm very confused about all this, because he seemed like a very weak man.
Perhaps he's similarly compelled by someone else.
He would have to be working for someone else.
No, I mean, like,
But-
compelled. Like, he has no choice.
Oh,
Same
but-
way that she had no choice, his daughter.
Lila pipes up. It's very possible he has been charmed under the magical effects of someone else.
I mean, we may as well move. Unless anyone else has any questions. So actually, should we rest first?
I am a bit spent.
Troon stands up and says, well, I can find weapons and armor for myself at House Denise, and I can make my way there now. I can contact you via messenger, or if Officer Venonia has any magical means, I'll get into contact then. I'll let you know when the time is right, and then from there we will make our move. You're welcome to stay or not. It is up to you. You're not citizens of Vedica. You don't have it, apart from you, Kailani, obviously. Though you have no obligation here, though you are still owed by the city, so don't worry, that won't be forgotten. You have a choice. It sounds like those dwarves at House Jurassico still want to have a talk to you, to pay you for your services to them, as well as that the mayor might need a visit, perhaps a heel in the arse for not acting, if he's alive.
Is there something that we can produce to, I guess, work on your behalf? Up until now, we've just been doing things at our own pace without support from the city.
What do you need?
Sheriff badges.
Yeah, I think perhaps you should deputize all of us.
Yeah, I don't know. Venonia gave us these things, and I'll hold up the Denise emblem thing.
Yeah.
Those are emblems of importance. They will give you free reign in Vedica. You don't need anything Vedica related. House Denise has power.
Well, that'll do then.
You'll be let into pretty much any shop, any official building. No one will be able to stop you unless they've turned for this fucker Gerald, and then from there, I don't know if you'll have to find another way in.
All right.
All right. Well, I think now is as good a time as we haven't rested in
A long time.
a long time. Now that we've saved Captain Shroon.
And I do appreciate that. Thank you. I didn't know for how long I was going to go without food. I do feel better already, so I appreciate it.
Oh, well, that's Lila's stew. It's actually quite nice.
Invigorating.
All right. Don't forget, you owe me money.
When I have some on my person, you'll be the first to receive it.
Yeah, right. Don't spend it all on Denise. I don't think they've been doing much.
I'll ask on that. Remember, they are paid by coin as well, and if they don't receive money from Mayor Ireland, if he hasn't been donating to their cause, then they won't do anything. They're mercenaries. They're not city guard. These are not their homes.
All right.
Maybe they could learn from us.
Also, I had to use a python. I had to use a python to save you, so I want one of them as well.
I'm sorry, do you mean the thing that you clamp into the rock to climb?
Yeah, mine's still down in that stupid stairway.
What, one?
Yeah.
I think I can make that work.
Okay.
He's very precious about his pittance.
You telling me you don't take those with you when you would... Did you not have a bunch of pittons with you when you rode off on tour?
Not on my person, but one of my retinue did.
One last question then. When was the last time you heard from Fort Bones?
Last time I've heard from Fort Bones. I received a message maybe, a month ago now, and that's not unusual. It's probably every few months I get a message, and it's more of a request for foods, for cloaks, for things like that. Things that might have gotten rotten or bad or unusable. Tools, for repairs and such. Materials like timber, ale, nightwood ale especially. We give what we can.
All right. Anyone else think of anything? You okay?
Sleepy.
Fair enough.
I need to rest.
Myself included.
I'll see you soon then. And thank you again.
Don't go and get yourself killed after what we've done.
Well, if I can last a few days without food and water, I think I'll be a little harder to kill now. And I'm not the worst with a sword, so...
A sword. All right.
He leaves. At that. He goes out the door, looks both ways. You see that House Denise and him have a small chat, and they leave together.
60% chance he's dead by the time we wake up.
Oh my god, he better not be.
Oh, good night.
60%
D100. I'm so sorry, everyone. He's dead.
Lightning.
Correct.
I'm getting top bunk.
What?
Top bunk.
So you're all resting?
I was going to sleep over there on the couch, but
Are you all going for a long rest?
yes, please.
Yeah, if possible.
That will take you to about 11 p.m. by the time you wake up, and you can then do things if you'd like, or you can spend the other 8 hours resting as well. Though you don't have to be sleeping for that whole time. You can be talking. You can do other things. Light activities are fine, which will still give you a long rest. What would you like to do while Maury also has a long rest, though he's around if you want to have a chat to him. He doesn't speak much about the events unless you prompt him to, and he seems to want to regain his power and ability as well. Lila is all about preparing. She's cooking, she's cleaning her clothes, she's upstairs having a quick nap and then coming back down, checking on you, things like that.
Do we want to do this in the... What I assume is going to be an arrest and most probable murder of Gerald. Do we do that? Do you want to do that in the dead of night or the light of dawn?
Well, do we want to go see the captain first? The mayor?
Ah, yes.
Well, there's also the dwarfs at the hospital.
Collect our much earned reward.
Sounds like a morning type of thing.
Might help us on our murdering of the captain.
Yeah. A little of gold in a sock.
Yeah.
Maury says, which are you choosing actually before you interact with him?
Let's have
Morning.
morning.
Yeah.
So
I guess we got
sleeping...
a bit of time before sleep then, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there any magic books in this place? Books with magic in it.
Are you simply looking around for them?
Yeah, like I'm for obvious places that, like a bookshelf. Not like, oh, have you got a magic book under your bed?
Admittedly, no.
It's next to the other book I stash under the bed.
The books that you find are fairly nondescript. They're not magical books. No, it seemed being that these belongings of Lila's seem to be temporary only. There's nothing magical about anything that she would have on display.
Yeah.
So most of the books that you see are more about the history of Carneth, more like knowledge-based books, some novels as well that pertain to just, I guess, there's one that you find called Demons and Their Spawn by Thelty Sue. There's another one. There's another one called Airship Construction and Maintenance, House Lyranda Books, and the law book, published by the governing bodies of Carneth and distributed by House Civis Printing Press. So that's just pertaining to laws surrounding Carneth and Corvair.
I'm probably gonna go into a space where I can make myself comfortable. Get some stew, and I'm going to get a couple of things out. Basically just do some research before going to bed, unless someone talks to me. Cool. Which will be, I'll take the Book of Carneth, after having the conversation with the Garde captain. I'm going to get the runes, the glyphs of the undead that I saw there, and the Lady Ellipse. And just kind of like peruse, see if there's anything that pops up that looks similar.
Okay.
And yeah, for the most part, that's it. I'll also, depending on how much downtime, practice some of the glyph, or read some of Maury's book as well.
Okay.
See if there's anything that's cross-referenced over through that.
All right. You can make 2 investigation checks, please.
Cantrip. Ooh, that's not very good. That's a 6 and a 1 for 7, 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot better. 17, 18, 19. 21 was the second one.
Okay.
So 9 and 21.
Okay. So you continue to peruse these books. In the meantime, what would you both like to do as you watch Locke settle in for the evening, eat, and rest?
I'm just going to talk to Lila. Unless there's anything you wanted to do with Lila.
What do you want to do with Lila?
Look, I probably would have talked to her at some point as well, but you do you.
So I'm going to reach into my pack and I'm going to pull out an assortment of all different bits of paper. Just random bits of paper, different sizes, and they're all held together and there's a brass tack in the corner of them. I go, Lila, I need you to help me add to my wizard's tome. And I need a piece of paper. You said you could cast a spell, a wind spell, that kind of blasted stuff around. Do you think you could? Well, I've heard whispers that you can kind of whip that around you in a circle, like some kind of warding wind. You're a wizard, also. Can you jot that down for me? How you do that?
I can try, though it's a not the easiest spell to learn. Though I can give you the basics of it. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll take some time to figure out, but yeah. Wizard stuff.
Very well. She takes a bit of paper. She takes some ink and quill, and she starts to, on the table adjacent to the new pot of whatever she's cooking, which you didn't notice. She starts to jot down very intricate runes and instructions.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, that's it. And I'll take the time as much time as I can to study that and figure it out, and then I will go to sleep.
Okay. You go to sleep before she's done. Are you looking over her shoulder and just following what she's doing, or are you going to wait until the very end?
I mean, I'll ask as she goes along. Yeah.
Okay. She starts to explain how much you have to concentrate on the spell to maintain its effect, that it's considered an evocation spell, that the somatic components, the material components, the verbal components you have to formulate the spell as well. Though it doesn't take long to cast, it's a particular potency, and it needs to have have a particular seed, a legume seed, to maintain as well, and consumes the spell or consumes itself with the spell. And you notice that she does, as she's talking to you, she's forming these runes that glow slightly and dim, and then glow and then dim. And as she's explaining this to you, she says you can maintain the spell and change the direction at will. It can be gaseous or like a vapor. It can disperse quite a number of different things. It can push people back. She's just explaining all the intricacies with you.
She got any sprouts for this stew that she's making?
Yeah, a couple.
Does this count as a legume seed?
Yeah, she says she gives you a few. She gives you 3.
Nice.
So she says those are the initial requirements.
I've got a ligma nut in my pouch.
Ah, yes.
Lovely.
It's an ancient magic.
During that time, Rin.
Look, I guess if Ivor and Lila are occupied, I'd be wandering around the house, checking shit out on the shelves, nonchalant, and then if I noticed, I guess, Locke reading and researching and whatnot, I'd probably go up to him. Hey, you're a bit of a reader, aren't you? Always got your nose in a book.
Yeah, reading's one of the most pleasurable pastimes anyone can enjoy.
Just look sad for a bit. But I don't know if I could take this to Ivor because he seems to have an aversion to like opening letters and stuff.
What do you mean?
But maybe you could tell me what this is.
What's this?
And I'll pull out a bit of parchment that's been folded and sealed with like a wax symbol. I haven't bothered opening it yet, but I don't know. Can you tell me what this is? What it says?
Yeah, of course. Is there anything significant on the wax seal?
The wax seal has what looks to be just actually nondescript, though it is gold on it. It looks fairly new, not new, more intact. There doesn't seem to be any wear to it. Though looking a little closer at it, you have this understanding that it has what looks to be this very faint depiction in the middle of a dragon that has its wings folded inward. So it has its wings sort of furled within, and a claw looks like, or one of its claws looks like it's resting on this ball of some kind, like a sphere. Otherwise, otherwise that's all you can tell from the wax seal.
Am I familiar with this icon?
History would be good.
No, I'm not. I don't know what my history is. I think it's there's 8.
8. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. You don't recognize that symbol. No.
Do you recognize the symbol?
Well, I mean, I've got this ring that's got it on it, and I'll pull out a signet ring, typically used for pressing into wax seals.
I was about to say, yeah, is that what you used to press the wax seal? Did you do? You didn't write this, did you?
No, I can't write or read.
No, well. Okay. That's fine. Many people can't read.
Are you opening the letter, or are you keeping it sealed?
Do you want me to open it for you?
Yeah, I don't know why people do that.
Well, it's usually to keep it private once you've opened it up. And if a passerby picks it up and it's already broken, it means that the information's already been read by somebody.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense now.
This could be a little bit of fun.
What, like opening it?
Yeah. If you open it, if you can't read, have you opened up a wax seal?
No.
Envelope? Give it
No, I got told not to.
Oh. Why?
Someone clip that.
Not this one specifically, but in general.
Right. Can I cast Identify? Just to make sure there's nothing weird going on with the letter.
Sure, yes, you can do that.
Where did you obtain this letter from?
Well, I guess it doesn't matter now because I'm like very far away, but you know how Ivor said that there was the people that I had to get away from when we teleported to here?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's probably because I took this from a house.
Right.
And then when I tried to sell it, where I normally do, they were like, oh, what the, like, first they put me in a room and they said, oh, we'll come back with your money. And then, and then I was waiting there.
Is it also referred to as a bond?
No. This is where I would normally take these things to, because they would ask me to like either like take these or like, put stuff on people, and then I'd get some money, and then I'd go to the gambling hall. But then I was at the gambling hall, and I'm waiting for my money for getting this, and then I could hear the guards outside, and they were like, "Oh, I can't believe this idiot! He taking things from who did they say? I was Bo someone, Bo Namel or Bo Nali, that was it." And then they were like, "Oh man, I feel for this guy. God, this guy. If Bo Nali gets here, he's gonna be in trouble." And then I was like, "Oh, I should probably get out of here." And that's how I ended up on top of the lightning rail.
Interesting. What city was this in?
This was in Shan.
Okay.
I lived there for about a year or so.
I know I've been to Shan. Does the name ring a bell?
I'll say you can. It's by the time, you can roll another history. That's fine for the name. It's probably been a few minutes over 10 to re-understand.
History. Cantrip.
Yes, that one.
The history is 18, 19, 22.
Several things click together.
Oh, no, I can't write this down. Yeah.
You'll just have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
We are at 3:06. Several things click together. This is without having to undo this seal yet, which you haven't told me you're doing yet. Several things happen at once. The first thing that happens is you recollect the name Bo Nali, a name of generally ill-fated fortune. You recall being in Shan and hearing this name in passing, and this name is one of very well-off importance. You don't quite recall, but you think that he is an overlord or a boss or a master of a house or a clan. You don't quite remember. But he is a very important figure, but not one of repute.
Sounds like the mafia.
What you also discover is a feeling, a hum. You're sort of flipping between the book of kind of law and talking to Rin at the same time. As you come across a rune seeped into this book, from your person comes that hum, that vibration, and you instinctively remember that you put that sapphire that was held in the hand of that dead person in the Stone Garde Inn. You took them and you put that in your pocket, and it's coming from there. And though that feeling is uncomfortable, the humming is uncomfortable, you more easily can steer your eyes away from those runes, and they feel very, very wicked. And you don't deem fit enough to look back at that page, and you quickly swipe it over while continuing to try and remember this thing in Shan, this name. And then the humming stops.
So, do I get the feeling that they're connected, or just that's happened on the side of
On the side.
as the
On the side. Two different events.
Yeah, okay. Do you know who Bunani is?
No, I've never heard of him.
I mean, I myself don't know too much. All I know is it's connected to some crimes. Is that right?
Potentially.
Maybe some underbelly of Shan, but that's when I'll concentrate, and just in case, I will cast Identify on the.
Sure. As you cast Identify, you do understand that the letter is infused with evocation. There's evocation magic along this seal edge of where the wax is sealing the letter.
Lila.
Lila comes over. She stops what she's doing while writing this thing that you overheard was requested.
Oh, sorry. Were you?
No, I probably would pay attention to this. Because it's a letter.
And I'll point out what I'm seeing.
She says,
Okay, do you think this is a trap?
most likely. Shall I dispel that for you?
If you can.
Very well. And she closes her eyes and mutters a couple of words.
I know it can be quite taxing to write a spell scroll.
She shakes her head. She says, "It's fine. I can always go back to it. Just a request from Ivor. It should be fine now." And she, you notice that feeling of danger has passed, and the letter seems just mundane now, though there was something that was definitely protecting what was inside.
It'd be a bit fun opening it up.
Hey, what's the best way to do this?
Huh? The best way to do it is to deliver it into the hands of the person that it's intended for, and not to read people's mail. Because, one, it's not a good thing to do. It's people's most inner sanctum, and sometimes it's smutty letters that people write each other, lovers and whatnot, and that's just awkward.
Well, I don't know who it was intended to, and I don't know. It's been in my possession for like a little while now, so when does it become mine?
It doesn't. That's not how mail works. 7 years. Officially 7 years. But that's not how it works. But I guess you could hold it up to the light and see if you can,
I feel like this is safe now.
See, this is why I didn't take it to him in the first place. I thought at first I was like, oh, I'll take it to Ivor. It's like a letter and that's like his favourite thing. But then he's never wants to read them.
No, you just give them to the people they're intended for and collect payment.
And then you interrogate them after they've read it.
All right.
That is often. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to reading the scroll, helping.
Thank you, bud.
Learning from Lila when she's ready.
Lila goes back.
I'll just break the wax and...
You've been banned from sarcasm in the chat.
Yes, Ben, you have.
When was I sarcastic?
Unknown.
You've been banned.
So you break the wax?
break the wax.
Yep.
I can't read. What does it...
I'll hand to take it back.
Uh,
I'll open it up and...
You just received it.
Oh, okay, cool. If this is private, do you want to do that mind thing?
The what?
The mind thing?
No, you can just say it, I think.
Break away for Lila. Okay, like it's open now.
I'm
kind of curious.
I never knew what the importance of these things were. I was just curious now that I got one.
Like information? Okay, I'll stop there. All right, let me read this. My eyes aren't so good.
I can read it if you're just reading it out loud.
Yeah, if you want.
Okay. It reads, Alefic, set up your operations in Korth. You have until the 7th month and the 3rd day to report on your success. Our new alliances will surely net us a new resurgence, and our profits will not know end. This ring offers a personal guarantee that we will be there to finish what you've started. While we move north into the Reaches, You bribed that wretched family and their practices and remind them that they are being watched. I don't care how powerful they are, we keep them in our fold. I trust you have placed yourself well in their harem. You don't need luck. You have the Boromar's full authority and resources at your disposal. Then we head east. The short ones won't know what hit them once they get the gold fever. I'll join you there under guise once I receive a successful report. Bo, Boromar.
Short ones. It must mean halflings.
The Boromar clan.
And with that second history check you did, you now connect Bo Gnarly as the head of the Boromar clan.
Right.
What's the Boromar clan, I ask?
Oh, they're the people who are like paying me to do, like, put these letters on people or like take them and get other things from houses and stuff.
When you mean putting letters on people, you mean giving them their mail or placing this as...
No, it's not like what he does where he makes a big deal about it. It's
Well,
like,
I say, I have a letter for you, and I give it to you.
yeah, like, oh, look, here's a hat and stuff. No, it's the opposite of that. It's like, they don't know I'm there, and I'm like...
So you're setting up people for... Do they know that they're going to be receiving this mail?
No, and then sometimes I have to go and like find a guard and be like, hey, there's the guy over there who's being a little bit suspicious.
Right.
And then other times it would be like, hey, there's this house over there, you need to go in there and find this thing and bring it to me.
Do you know whom you have been placing evidence on?
No, they just like give me like a description, or they like will point them out from afar.
And what happens to these people? They end up in jail, I assume.
I don't really know. That's not part of the thing.
Interesting.
I got that one though because they didn't have any work for me, and there was like this place in Shan that was they took me to there, and you play like games and with money, and then the first time I went there I won, oh my god, I won like 25 gold pieces. It was the most I had ever had, and then I did not do too well after that, and so that's what I would do. I would do these things for them and I'd get money, and then I'd go to these games.
Oh, look at Lila.
But yeah, this one here, they didn't tell me to get that. I was just doing it because I needed more money for the games. So I found like a nice house and I got it.
You robbed them. Did you take the ring with you?
The what?
The ring.
No, that was there so I climbed in the window, and then I found, because they always put it in like stupid places. Like that's one thing that they taught me was like, don't just go to like the obvious cabinet. And so you always look like under things, and then I found a little switch, and then the floor opened up, and then I opened up this the box, because they try to make it so you can't get in, but I can always get in.
Did you just brush gold and diamonds off the ladder before you took it?
No, like I usually the shiny things they give me money for, but this is just what was in the safe. But there was a big chunk of gold, but that's how. So I used the gold that I found there, and I went to a different place, and I used, because the mine stuff had kind of started. So because I don't normally win at the games, so this time I made sure I did. I found someone to help me, and I was like in their mind, and they were sitting behind the person with the cards, and so I knew what they had. So I used that bit of gold, and I won a lot of money, and then, well, I mean, they kind of found me out, and then that's how I paid for you to get me. Because that was the most amount of money I'd ever had. Like 25 gold was like big, and then the 20, but that was bags of it.
Yeah.
You need to dance.
Hang on, I'll do a little. Do the classic. Do the classic little. Fuck you. You definitely. I'm glad you didn't tell me that story before we met.
Why?
Because you're hindering and fiddling with mail. I would have been honor bound to say no.
Honor bound.
Yeah.
Right.
But now that I know you and we've had these adventures and all that whatnot, it's not a big deal.
But I was being asked to do it and given things for doing it.
By the Bombermere.
You like people give you gold and you take their mail and
Yeah, but
give it to someone else. I was just doing the same thing, just a little different. You're not better than me.
I didn't say I was better than you. Just differently bad.
Is Lila reacted to any of this, or is she like?
She didn't seem to. She's pouring into this spell. She's recreating the spell for Ivor. She didn't seem to take any notice of this story. No.
All right. Well, if the 12 don't care.
Yeah. I wonder if they're still after you.
I would suppose so.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
If he's been blackmailing figures in Shan, someone's going to be after you.
what's blackmailing.
It's you've set up some individuals to be criminalized by the Shan Garde.
I guess that's not really. It's more like fraud, really.
Well, either way, still criminal.
Yeah.
You didn't know what you were doing.
And
I was just doing what I was asked to do for the money. That's what everyone in the town does. They like have some task they do for money.
Was this? What was the name of the person who was asking you?
They wouldn't really ever tell me their name. It was well, that the Boromar that you said, that sounds familiar. It was like the Boromar gambling hall that I used to go. I don't know who that is.
You can't tell this story to any other wayfarers.
You should actually not tell this story to anybody else.
Oh, okay.
To be honest.
Why?
Hurt my rep.
I think it'll hurt a lot of our reps. Massively. I must admit, I'm going to look over the letter again. Shan is.
You've been doing crime.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
You don't perhaps think that any of this has anything to do with. Korth is just not far away from us, and we are in the east from Shan.
Shan's that way, and my hat has an arrow, a white one.
It points west.
Yeah.
And then
Hence, we would be east.
wherever the gold one's pointing, because I can't really see it on my head, that's where
That's
where
east.
Korth is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what do you think the chances are that this isn't coincidental?
Zero. Virtually zero. It may be unrelated to what we're doing here, but
Do you think maybe some of these people are in Shan?
I mean, it doesn't say anything about the
No, but it's awfully specific.
I don't know what the. Do you
Well,
know what
myself.
this? Do you know what the little dragon with the claw is? Oh, the claw. Is that the? There was that group here, that Emerald Claw. Do they have a symbol? Hey Lila, have you heard of the Emerald Claw?
She breathes out with a big sigh and she says, she turns with a chair, shuffling it around. No, thief, I have indeed heard of the Emerald Claw, and they are outlawed, and they are not the same as the Boromar clan. They are, you could call them rivals, but they keep away from each other. That's what the history says anyway. That's what their history tells us. Whatever they do, write down as their activities go. They are rivals in a way. They don't cross paths.
He's up on the thieving.
Yeah, why do you seem annoyed?
Because it would be nice, it would have been nice to know that I've been travelling with one of the House Boromar clan. I'm just frustrated by the day's events and having something else compounded on me, and being complicit to thievery and a compatriot to a member of the Boromar clan simply would not sit well with my superiors, or anyone's superiors. My gods, Rin, what the hell?
What do you mean? What the hell? I'm just.
I offered you to read this in your mind.
On behalf of all wayfarers, you're forgiven. And if you want a job, I guess if they kick you out.
That's the second promotion you're giving me now. I'm so grateful. In a huff, she turns and goes back to scrawling.
What is her problem?
It's a good lifestyle. You travel a lot. No one tell you what to do, really, except for go places.
She takes no notice of that.
Remember that? Whoever was you thought was in that coffin? There'll be no power imbalance between you, so you can get that going.
Sorry, you do want this done by the evening's end, don't you?
I'm sorry.
This is for you, reminder.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry.
Don't crawl up her ass.
All right.
Well, I mean, accusations aside, perhaps it's a blessing that you found your way with us. Because you might be able to actually do some good with the information that we just found.
Oh, thank you for acknowledging the good things I've been doing. I feel like I'm being attacked here at the moment.
No, not at all. You've been universally pardoned already.
Well, I mean...
By one of the 12. Or up and coming.
Look, this is your letter and I'll pass it back to you.
It's pointless to me. I can't read it, so...
Well, I can help you with that if you want. But you should keep that on yourself, because this might venerate you from anything you may have done previously.
Oh, we're just lying. We just lie about that.
But for now, yes, we should probably lie about that.
Oh, okay.
Until it's convenient to not.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like there's a lot of lying going on.
Yes.
I'll look over towards Lila. What's with her and all these things? Like, she was looking at that... And this is to be softer spoken, just to these two.
In which case, stealth check for the purposes of kindness.
Because I feel the importance of being stealthy. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nice.
I should have clapped you.
All right.
Can I still clap?
Luckily, that is one of my strengths. 18.
Okay.
What?
You seem to find direction in your voice, and soft as it is, you don't. During this next conversation, you don't notice Lila have any interest.
What she seems to have a bit of stuff she doesn't want anyone knowing about.
I think she thought something. Oh, hold on, I'll stealthily. That is a 14.
Okay.
I think she had whoever she thought was in that coffin was someone close to her.
Yeah, she seemed to shed a little tear.
Yeah.
But she's also... Do you think maybe that's her mum?
Nah, it didn't look like a mum cry.
I don't know, because she was talking about having issues with her mum. And that she was like a general or something. Someone powerful.
I didn't get that vibe. I got the, unrequited love vibe.
Ooh. But then she also had a little spaz when you mentioned that House Thorani.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think she's bad or anything, but
No, I don't think she's bad.
I mean, giving me grief about what they calling me a thief and stuff, and then she's got all these secrets.
This is classic 12 behavior. I'm telling you. Spend.
See, maybe it is her mum. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, they're just. Well. hopefully she's been able to contact whoever she thought was in that coffin. I don't know why you'd reach out to Farizo if you're crying over this person and you're not sure if they're about. That's who I'd reach out to.
If you loved him.
Yeah. I mean, would you cry if you didn't? Maybe she really hated them. She's crying because she couldn't get
Like it
revenge.
might be her mum.
No,
Anyway,
it just didn't seem like a...
Because she's a wizard too.
Yeah.
We're all wizards.
Wizards have mums.
Yeah, that's why they're probably an inspiration to doing magic things.
No. I'm telling you. It was...
Okay, you want to bet?
I'm telling you. Yeah, actually, yes. How much?
Do you want to bet? I will bet you 162 gold pieces and 24 silver.
Let me have a look and see if I can accept that bet. Deal. I'd vote lover.
I'm saying it's her mum.
All right, I saw this. I'm going to hold you guys accountable.
You're
Don't
not
make
gonna-
me command you to pay him, whoever loses.
You're not going to get in there with the... You may have to. You're not going to get in there with the... with the... You're not going to put your own
I don't
stakes
have
in
any
this?
more. I don't have that amount of gold. The cleric's life is a poor one.
I bet you it's not. I bet you have plenty of gold.
Nah, but I get free board.
All right. Well, then let's rest before...
Really should start taking notes for this campaign. See, the only thing I've written was 162 gold and 24 silver in brackets, Lila's mum.
Perfect. Well, all right. Let's get some rest and find out who it was tomorrow.
Yeah. I'll go back to my books and when I'm ready to sleep. Let me know if you want me to help you read. I could probably do that.
No, it might be handy at some point.
Should start with Dwarvish.
I wonder. I don't think that would work, would it?
What?
Do you guys want to do anything while I read?
No, I'm curious to know what the hell you're planning on doing.
Well, I can bestow knowledge, so
Oh, yeah?
I wonder if I can just bestow knowledge on you for reading.
In what manner? What ability, spell, or
Yeah, well, I think it's a proficiency. I actually don't think it's like a, hey, you can read. You can read!
it will take time. A whole lot of precious time.
This is A.
It's roll 27. God damn, where are my spells? Skills, actions,
Gonna get a big headache in
inventory.
No, but for real, you should start with Dwarvish.
Why?
Rap music. That's canon now. That's canon.
Yeah, it's
Now.
you draw upon knowledge. from
Could you give me an
spirits.
example of dwarven rap music?
Not right now, but in the future, I'll be better prepared for that.
No, nothing specific.
It'd be for a proficiency. You'd lack proficiency for the spells. Choose one skill in which you will lack proficiency. So it'd be... Is reading a skill?
What's your reading modifier? -20.
Nah, but for real. You probably learn Common first, then Dwarvish, then whatever else, and then maybe Elvish.
What languages can you understand?
They are common, and there's like a thieves language that you can like say hidden messages and stuff in normal conversation.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Yeah, use that on
Give me,
either one.
give me an example of that. So, like, say something to me, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I think that your physique is not of that of a chode. See what I did there? What I actually said was like, this guy looks like a chode.
I see.
I think that's just an insult. I don't know if that's...
I see.
But it was very sneaky, and he wouldn't have no idea if I didn't say it after.
Incredible.
Did you have any idea?
No, it's obviously from the streets. Oh my goodness. I'll be on the lookout for that then in future. Hidden messages, subtext. Sorry, I'm going to bed.
You got to learn it and you read between the lines.
Oh yeah. Wide lines.
I'm important, so.
I'm actually gonna go to sleep.
You're going to
Alright.
keep reading.
Yeah, and I'll tap out when everyone else is ready to.
Yeah, gotta go to bed if nothing else is going on.
Okay. You continue your reading, but there's one thing through the evening that you can't seem to replicate, Locke, and that is there is a feeling about, and you had read part of the page before your eyes met with that rune, but that page is not able to be revisited.
Is this the page from Maury's book, or is it from...
No, it was actually in the law book of Carnath.
Right, okay, interesting.
The chapter pertained to uncommon sights to report. And there were depictions of demonic statues. There were depictions of evil names or names of past masterminds of terrible woes in Corvair. And then you just happened upon this rune that just tended to not sit right with you, which had that similar feeling, that sickening feeling to the one that you had seen in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Though not exactly the same, that feeling still persisted, but you can't seem to go back to it. Make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom. 18.
Okay. You though tempted to go back to that page, it's still not something that you can physically turn.
You said that I had the gem on me? Was that
The
the one?
sapphire.
Yeah, that's what I picked up off of.
That hand that
the
was
dead
still
dwarf
correct,
in
with the hand that was still
burnt, yeah.
intact.
I might pull that out and. I didn't identify it properly, did I? Out of interest. Damn, I use smell spells. Identify can't be cast ritually, can it?
Yeah, it can.
I can.
It is an actual ritual spell. Though a pearl worth at least 100 gold pieces and an owl feather generally are needed.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I'll let the first one stand.
In which case, can I roll an Arcana check to identify it instead?
You can roll on that kind of check, and that will help you understand whether magic's similar, or if you recall any magic of humming, or if jewels can be enchanted, things that it might have helped you with in that moment. You can absolutely roll that too. And not identify exactly what this thing is, but if you've heard of it before.
Cantrip. Not gonna help. I think it's a 5. I've got a 5, so 10 at tops.
A 10?
Yeah.
A 10 doesn't ring any bells of books that you've read, topics you've talked about that would entail what the sapphire would offer know.
Yeah, okay. Looks like I'm going back to that tomorrow. A little bit frustrated, but happy with the outcomes of tonight. It was a 6, not a 5. It don't matter. Yeah, I'll turn in for the night.
Okay.
I'm going to... Is Lila there?
Lila's still just continuing this scribing. Yep, at the table, not far from you. About 10 feet away.
Can I keep this?
Of course.
Put it in my rucksack.
Okay. As you walk away, since you are the last one to go, you're heading for a nap too, weren't you? You were the last to leave. As you headed off, she whispers to you, do you feel alright about having someone like Rin accompany us?
I don't see why not. He's been more than helpful throughout the last few days.
Anyone can be an informant. We know that by now.
Well,
I know. I know I've kept some things from you. I heard Ivor as plain as day in what he said, even though he attempted to keep his voice low. I know I've kept things from you, and I didn't expect you to expect me to have all this power to simply contact the 12 whenever I want to. It's just not that type of person or people. I know we've had this discussion before. I'm not trying to impede on this mission. I'm just concerned about what I do share with you all, and I feel that he may have overshared and perhaps put himself in a bit of a situation. What if he's just an informant?
I mean, what if he is? What would you do?
What would I do? For the good of both my reputation and standing in the administration, because I know they are good, I may not be able to abide much longer in amongst that sort of company. Boromir clan, they have a reputation, though Rin may not be one of that level of being able to perform those acts of violence. Others are. To be in that organization is to be a criminal. They have a reputation for murder, extortion, money laundering. It's a vast empire.
Yeah, so do I know that the Boromir clan is more of a criminal organization than...
It's not a reputable clan.
I think there may be an innocence to Rin that you might be missing.
No, I don't miss it. I know it. I know he's innocent. He has an innocence about him, and he may have simply stumbled into an unfortunate circumstance. But that doesn't excuse the fact he is in there now. It doesn't. It's not that we can't excuse it. It's just that we can't ignore it.
And what happens if, as I said before, though with maybe not the greatest of intentions, he turns out what he's done does more good than harm?
She smiles, half smiles, as she turns fully towards you and stops what she's writing. Then I will eat my words. Do you truly think that is the case?
I mean, you heard of what was written on the letter?
All I heard from the letter was that pieces are moving and the Boromir clan is expanding its holds. That's all.
Do you not think it's coincidence that we find ourselves in this plight? And by happenstance, he has a letter that may prove?
Like Ivor said, nothing about the undead became clear. I don't believe they're linked. I think the Boromir clan are like any underworld organization that simply wants to expand its power. And
secondly, perhaps they know more about what's actually happening here, and they're building upon it as an advantageous clan.
Perhaps. I mean, they are, being a vast organization, they will have many spies, many people in their brethren that may have already come across information that we lack about the undead. Yes. Time will tell.
I must admit, though, have you spent some time in Shan?
I have.
Do you blame every urchin for the way that they live?
Of course not.
Give it some time. We'll see yet what will happen with Rin. But I don't, after what we've seen thus far, I don't believe him to be of that nature.
I've been with you for a short time, but enough time to understand that you are sincere. So I will keep that in mind. For that, with your promise that you will not share this with your companions, I can share a bit more about my behavior before.
Of course. I might.
Come on, Mum.
If you have these, just before we continue, if you have these feelings and interests, you should share them. I know you're doing that right now, but if you sit on it, you're going to get more frustrated with this. And I must admit, though the dichotomy of our group is a little bit interesting, I think you know that we're here to do good.
Oh, absolutely. As a larger group, yes. So,
And forgive us. Well, forgive Ivor and Rin at least. Putting the pressure on you from the 12.
no, it's okay. I understand their position. We want answers and we want them quickly. And overnight, I will try and contact them, and I will, in the morning, let you know of their response.
I think, like anybody, when you say that you're a part of a group that is the custodians of Corvair, they assume that you may have more power than, at least more power than what they would yield.
I don't have more power. I'm not part of the 12. I'm part of a lesser group that the 12 govern and watch over. Will you promise not to share? It's more of a private matter until I smooth it over.
Of course.
Yes. My mother is one of the 12. Avalea, and she is the one I was grieving a little over. I don't reveal that to too many people because I don't want unwanted attention. I don't want my mother to feel obligated, though she never is, obligated to have me use her name to bypass certain faculties. I want to make my own way. I want to prove myself. I don't want her name on the back of my shoulders elevating me. Does that make sense?
Of course. You must make your own way in life. That's fine. I won't tell them.
Thank you.
But you overheard what they were talking about.
Only what Ivor said.
They will hound you about it.
I will, when I'm ready, let them know, but please don't share it.
All right, I won't.
Have
Are
a good
you
night.
okay?
I will be.
Okay. And yeah, I'll turn in for the night then.
Okay. The night passes uneventfully, and you all regain your hit points and your spell slots. And the morning arrives. A cold morning. Even for the defenses of the house, which are still under Lila's control. Dawn brings a particularly frigid wind. Though soft, it still whistles through the home. And this is the coldest you've felt, even rugged up in bed, in your bedrolls, inside, let alone what it seems to be outside. Several things happen, but as you wake, what would you like to do?
Is the weather like congruent with yesterday and the season? Should it be this cold around this time of year?
Absolutely.
Good.
The more unseasonal was that very first day of warmth. This is now normal. Though there's no snow falling, it is a little windy and very cold. The temperature dropping another couple of degrees again. But you all awaken and you all find yourselves eating a hearty breakfast that Lila has prepared with Maury. And arriving as well is a small note that has slipped under the door overnight that Lila collects immediately. And she reads, after a quick detection of any traps or any adverse effects, she says, Troon found his way safely to House Denise, and he's forming as quickly as he can, he's forming loyalists to him, loyalists of Vedica. He's also sent scouts towards the mayor's home island to see about what has become of him, but no word yet. But Captain Troon is back. He's safe.
Oh, lovely. Good morning.
Good morning to you. I've finished the spell,
Thank you.
though it may take some time to learn.
Yes, yeah.
And she has already rolled up this A3 sheet of paper.
Oh, man.
It's a big parchment, and she has it ribboned, and she slides it towards you, and she says, it will take maybe perhaps a week or so to learn, but it should be, and you may need some time to concentrate on it.
All right. I mean, probably not while we're adventuring. Also, I forgot about this ring. I pull out the ring I found in the crypt.
She looks at it, and without much thought, she says, since we have identified that the bones were fake, I'm not sure where that came from.
Yeah. Do you reckon I should just put this on and have a crack?
It could be cursed.
Yeah, what if it's not? What if it's the opposite of cursed?
Give me 10 minutes. I can't tell you what it's going to do, and I'll reach into my personal rucksack and bring out some lizard bones. And I'll pray to the god of outcomes.
Ah, bro, that's a magical spell. What if we need that later for like something?
It's ritual. I reckon 10 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And ask,
Yeah.
will it be a woe? Will something bad happen to him if he puts the ring on?
Right. Okay. As Locke, you go into this into this chanting, while holding the ring as well. Or what do you want to do with the ring while you're? Or
But
you
I
just
don't
want,
need to.
once Ivor to hold, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
In the meantime, Maury comes down, says his hellos. He does look particularly rugged up in his in a coat over his blue robe as he continues his breakfast.
Chat wants us to level up.
Apparently,
It's the chat, Emily.
correct. Anything else you're doing?
Probably just. I thank you for all these meals too. It is very weird having like more than one meal a day.
Wow. You grew up in really difficult circumstances. Adds a lot of context.
If you're saying that out loud and pointedly, she goes back to actually stirring a particularly big cauldron of something, and without looking back, she just mutters under her breath, "Yes, well, I'm not responsible for how they treat them."
What?
Damn.
You're welcome.
Ring?
Oh, thank you.
When it's been 10 minutes, whenever that happens.
Are you using any particular? Are you using any particular somatic? Materials for this?
The Lizzie bones.
I'm still using the Lizzie bones.
Yeah.
Okay. As you watch, the bones do two things, and they melt and they reform.
No. Get some marrow out of that.
and you see them as they reform. They reform a little off, a bit more spiked, as though they're not fully perfect again. Though reusable, you have this sense that wash over your body of both a cold and a warm feeling of weal and woe.
So, I don't know. Put it on.
Sweet.
It's not going to be anything
I'll put it on.
potentially terrible, but it won't be anything potentially positive either.
Don't use the ring, Frodo.
No, I'm doing it.
I don't know. You do it at your own risk.
Wow, I'm glad. Thank you for your help. Cool. So I'm going to put this ring on, and then I'll find out what happens.
Well, yeah, I could never tell you what it would do, but the bones say what the bones say.
Bones say I might be boned. Okay.
Yeah, or you might be.
Deboned. Like a fish.
Nah,
Put the ring on.
you might be the big bone.
Nice.
Is that ring getting a good boning or a bad boning?
Beautiful.
I'm dead.
As you put that ring on, you feel instantly there's a change, and you feel a shiver down your spine. The pinkish stone swirls. Though not glowing, there is movement within the stone itself. And you hear in your mind someone you don't recognize, a voice saying, I have you. And we'll leave it there for this evening. Thanks, everyone.
I got you, babe.
Well done, everyone. Well done.
Hmm.
Excellent. Nice little reveals there. Very cool. I'm just gonna leave it there for the evening. That's it. That's all I have to say. Oh,
Nice.
Emily X Grace. I don't know who this chatter is, but nah. I'm glad you're watching.
Okay.
I hope you're well.
Banned.
Did you just ban Emily?
I'm also banned. No, I'm banned from sarcasm.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. I did notice that.
We're all banned. How are we going to stream?
That's unlikely to do so.
You can be as sarcastic as you want.
Yeah, correct. Can we do it?
Can I?
Beautiful. It was a lovely evening with you all. Let's see if I can quickly do this, and before they, yes, without Emily again next week. Sad face, Tia. But we'll see everyone, you all next week, hopefully, and we'll raid Crit and Miss, and we'll see everyone off this evening. Have a great night and a great weekend. Take care.
Ciao.